Yeah, you had me doing it again, didn't you?
Yeah, I forgot to unmute. Well, I pressed unmute, but the button doesn't always work.
I think he does it so that my hair falls out. Hold up a minute.
Well, I've done a good job so far, if that's my goal.
Yeah, I know.
Now, I pressed the mute button on my microphone, but you have to press it like 12 times before it registers. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's Warhammer Sunday. Sunday. Did you know that?
Oh, it's a Fox. Can't be. If it is, then I've missed my Festa show.
you appear to have slept through the entirety of Saturday and most of Sunday.
Yeah, sleep. What's that?
As does everybody. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to Warhammer Sunday Saturday, the new title, in a new temporary time slot of 6 p.m. on a Saturday. Temporary, but might be permanent. You never know.
Yeah.
And I really couldn't come up with a better name, and I didn't want to redo my titles, so it's Warhammer Sunday Saturday.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, lazy mode was engaged, and lazy mode is approved.
We don't talk about lady mode.
Yeah, lady mode's your special secret, isn't it?
That's personal. That's personal Wednesday night stuff, Thursday night stuff, even.
Oh, weekend
stuff. Only when I do the police gigs, you know what I mean? Yes, welcome one and all to Warhammer Sunday Saturday. The time of the week when Colin and I sit down and do some Warhammer, unlike all the other times of the week when Colin and I sit down and do like Warhammer and stuff. But shut up. So yes, we'll be cracking on. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so welcome back.
Yes.
If you've not seen one of these before, it's me, that's me here with the hands, Foxx and Making Guru doing all the goodness, and of course my very good friend and co-host, Colin from Festa 67.
Hello, folks. How are you all? Lovely to see you again. It's been ages, isn't it? Hold on a minute. It's been about 12 hours, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's been about 12, yeah. Since the last... Oh, I got a burp. Excuse me. Since the last man. That was a bit spiky, actually.
Yeah. That was it's something I prepared earlier mode, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a bit nasty. But it's been about 4 months or so since we did a Warhammer Sunday. For real life changed everything around us, everybody knows. So this is the best slot I could find. For the moment, I didn't want to abandon it completely, and of course Colin's playing with the afternoon slot on the Sunday now, which is fine, so I thought I'll take this one.
Well, this is it. It was easier for you at the time for me to take that slot, wasn't it, because of your stuff?
Yeah. Well, this works. So we will be cracking on with our Warhammer goodness. If you've watched one of these before, it's going to be the same. We just talk rubbish for 2 hours and then build some Warhammer.
Absolutely.
Before we get going though, quick shout outs, get them all out of the way, and then I'll catch up with Colin. First of all, thank you to my partners. No, that's all the wrong words. I'm talking, hang on. Time Team Coffee. There we go. Right, so thank you to my Carl. I've not done a stream for so long, I've forgotten all the words.
Yeah, I know. See,
thank you.
He's hosting now, so it's all different now.
I know. I've got to do the important bits. It's not right. Yes, a big thank you to my sponsors and affiliates. I've got, of course, emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. What are they, Cole?
Your one-stop shop for all, not some, but all of your model making needs.
That's the ones. And my very good friends over at Cromlech at bitsofwar.com. Links to both of those stores in the description below the video. They are lovely. The link for Cromlech at Bits of War, the link or the code in the description, one or the other or both, give you 5% off your order. So make sure you give them a go if you want to pick up some awesome resin miniatures, and some of them are beautiful. Their alternatives to squigs are fantastic. So go and check them out.
Yeah.
And of course, to my patrons and channel members who support me directly. If you want to support the channel, big hugs to them. If you want to support the channel, you can go to patreon.com/
saviour of the universe. No, that's slash.
See what you did there. I like that. You get 10 points for that.
Oh, cheers, mate. Oh, look, it's ball of string. Let's move that out of the way.
Ball of string. Yeah, so you can go to patreon.com/ modelmakingguru to become a patron, or you can press join underneath any of my content to become a channel member and support this channel. And you can do the same for that numpty over there. You can go to patreon.com/ Festa67's workshop, or you can press join under any of his content.
Absolutely.
And do both, because we're both lovely.
And it does give you access to the Zoom 24/7 off-air hangout, folks, where you can come and join the groovy gang.
And if you join that, you get 1,000 boxes of chocolate fingers. Star, you don't actually get 1,000 boxes of chocolate fingers, but it sounds good. Anyway, never mind all that rubbish. How you doing, Carl?
I'm not fettling.
You've already finished building everything now, haven't you? God damn it.
Yeah, I'm not fettling, honest.
Can't be trusted. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm doing all right, mate. I had about an hour and 3/4 power nap in the armchair because,
Yay.
So I would say suitably refreshed.
Mildly fluffed.
Yeah. So, I've not destroyed the house because I'm home alone at the moment because H is at cricket. So,
brace yourselves. He's home alone.
Yeah, but she is coming back this evening. So
yes, she doesn't trust him quite enough to leave him in the house on his own again.
Yeah, she's not tempting fate twice, bless her.
Her thinking was probably, well, you didn't blow anything up this time, so I'm not going to risk it because that means if you didn't do it this time, you'll do it next time.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Yeah. So, are you going to have a look who's in the chat?
I certainly am, yes.
Because you forgot it's been a while since you've done hostage, isn't it, like this?
No, I was about to do that. I was just letting you talk. I know it sounds weird. I know.
Yeah.
When you talk, it's not.
Yeah, when did that change? You don't normally.
It doesn't come naturally to me. It doesn't come natural. Yes, so in chat we have Box Fox Scoop was in about 2 hours ago. Welcome to you, Box Fox Scoop.
Hello, mate.
Stefan Lass says, good afternoon, Fox Colin, and everyone in the chat. Welcome to you, Stefan. Big hugs. We have Eon's Car who says hello all, and Kevin Stevens says evening Colin and Fox. Welcome to the both.
Hello, folks.
Muse is in. Says afternoon all. Big hugs to you, Muse.
Absolutely. Huggages have been issued.
Tim Wilkinson says there's an issue with Fox's voice. I guess that means I'm talking.
Hello, Tim.
if I'm audible, there's something wrong. Fox sounds a bit weird, kind of tinny. I don't know.
Really? Oh, that's unusual. Sound all right to me.
No, you sound right to me.
Yeah, a bit strange.
Stefan Lars, we've done. MP Model Plastic says, good afternoon from everyone, direct from Portugal. Welcome to you, MP Model Plastic.
Hello, mate.
There's the right one. Well, YouTube changed the emoji again. Oh, she didn't do the emojis. The Bobbins is in as well. He's been a member for 27 months. I am a member. He. Come be one as well, he says. Thank you for your continued support, Bobbins. For your continued bobular support.
Absolutely. For your bobularity.
Yeah, look at the bobularity. So, yes. So, what are you working on then today, buddy?
I'm doing grot tanks.
You're doing grot tanks, aren't you?
I am doing Grim World. Folge World, even.
Grim World.
Yeah, I'm doing Folge World grot tank, following their really, really great instructions.
Which is just a photograph of the bits. And a photograph of the finished model. I wouldn't actually use the word.
That's what I'm doing. But it's like anything with Forge World. They come in a white box. Now, these white boxes, no matter where you put them in your stash, they stare at you. And you walk into the room and it just, an invisible hand comes out of there, grabs you by the throat and goes, Forge World! So I was trying to figure out what I could do today because it's been a while. We was going to do a bit of Leman Russ, but I'm still a bit Edward Spannerhand's Captain Twitchy at the moment. And because we got hyper detail stuff to do, it was decided that let me relapse, do its thing and finish its thing, and then we'll come back to the Russ. So
yeah, because it's all tiny details, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm a bit Captain Twitchy at times, and
painting a little dude might not be ideal.
Fox made a generous offer and said, how about we park it for a little while to let you get over things and
do bigger things.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm working on my Deathcore Krieg dude still. I've only got a couple more to build, I think, 2 or 3. People are saying I might have a bit of an echo on my voice, apparently, or I sound a bit Dalek-y. Okay, well, it's not that bad, says Muse.
Yeah.
We'll sort it out later.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing here. I mean, I don't have speakers or anything, so I don't know why we're getting an echo off you, mate.
No, unless there's a double audio feed somewhere, or I don't
know. This is a mirror of your Warhammer Sunday, mate. So
don't know them. I know not.
There's only one instance of audio. That's fine because I'm looking at the meters as we speak.
Bizarre.
I can adjust the volume. That's about all I can do with him.
Don't know. Muse says coffee and a nice chocolate brownie. Yum. Ooh.
Oh, nice one.
Yes. Now, don't forget, of course, bench and belly, folks. What is on the bench and what's in your belly?
Yeah.
And what is your beverage of choice? And Belly, what are you having for your dinner? What have you had for your dinner? Jeff Light is in, says, good evening, Cole Fox and everyone in chat.
Hello,
Good
Jeff.
evening, Jeff Light. Big hugs to you, my friend.
How you doing, geese? Love to you and Maggie, mate.
Hi. All right, so let's build some dudes. I think I'm up to date on the... I finished the one last night. I did 2 last night, didn't I?
Yeah, you did your obligatory 2 dudes last night.
2 dudes, 2 hours.
Marcy says maybe he's too close to his mic. I can reduce his volume a tad.
No, that wouldn't give you an echo. That wouldn't give echo.
No, I can reduce him down a tad, but then that's going to make his volume slightly lower than mine. So try that. I've dropped you down 3 decibels.
Actually, my microphone was a little bit low at 76 because of, Windows. Thanks, Windows. I'll put that back up again.
Yeah. How about that, folks?
Yeah, talking.
Yeah, you're crystal clear to me, mate.
Yeah, if it's like a echoey thing, it's the sound's feeding back somewhere, but we'll find it at some point. We'll worry about it later.
As I've said before.
Yep.
I wear earphones.
Oh. No, there'll be somewhere, maybe somewhere else it's feeding back. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows where it's coming from?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Wendy Hickson's in. Hey, Wendy, big hugs to you.
You haven't got one headphone in and one hanging down, aka Ted.
No. It's nope. I've only got one headphone. I cut the other one off.
Yeah.
No, nothing here. Yeah, still reverberating.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I don't know what we can do about that.
Yeah.
I can go out and come in again if you want. I'll try that.
Yeah, but that's going to knock collab cam off.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go into yard, but
we could try going to StreamYard, I suppose.
It's up to you, mate. I don't mind.
We can get StreamYard and go see if that gets rid of it.
Yeah. All right then. Bear with me. I'll just open up the window.
Okie dokie. Rather than people listen to an echo, I suppose. But...
Yeah. Back in a mo, folks.
Back in a moment.
Let's just see whether we can put myself in. Yeah, you'll have to wait for me, Fox, because disable the
Hello. All right, Norris. Yeah, I didn't know which one you'd be in. Oops. Hey, bing, there you go. Yeah, we'll sort everything else out later. Don't worry about that. Dee-dee-dee. No. Yes. Technical stuff. Let us know if it's fixed it. It might not have done, but we'll carry on regardless. It might have done. Hopefully it has. Coffee. I can pretend, maybe just pretend I'm a space marine. Do let us know you can see us and hear us okay, should be able to. Jeff Light says, we're good, thanks, Colin. Hope and trust all is well with everyone. Much better, says the Bobbins. Oh. Yeah, it's that webcam, it's that website thing again, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, it's that website. I don't know. They're so unreliable. I don't know. There we go. Fixed. There we go. Nope. Yes. The joys of doing live streams. It's not as easy as people think. Thank you, Colin, for sorting. Yeah, everybody's saying it's all good. Oddly better, says Muse. I think I'm the oddly bit. It's that website. It's that website, I reckon. Never mind. Yeah, it's just nonsense. Anyway, what you need to do now is put you full screen, because nobody wants to watch me making my deathcore. Nobody cares about my deathcore. No, I'm joking. I'm just saying nobody wants to watch me making Deathcore Krieg. This whole stream needs to be people watching you make your making your grot tanks. Nobody cares about my Deathcore. Everybody likes your grot tanks more. Oh, hang on. Apparently they can't hear you now. Oh. They're saying can't hear Colin now. Oh. Fixing now, sir.
Yeah, how about now? Could you type in the chat that you can hear me?
Yep. Can you hear Colin now? Dee dee dee. Dee 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 dee. Waiting for chat to update.
Yeah.
Ba ba ba.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Can you hear him now?
Yes.
Kevin says we can't hear him, but that could have been an old comment.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello. Give it a second.
Because my audio's going out, so...
Yes. Okay now, says Kevin Stevens.
Yeah.
There you go. Right.
Yeah, my audio was going out, so yeah, it's... because I have to mute the microphone when we was doing the transition, otherwise StreamYard don't... StreamYard, it's all right for you. You go out and come in. But because I'm hosting through Slobs, I have to disable all my mic and my webcam and then enable it in Yard, so...
Yeah, because remember when I was trying the same thing at my end, just testing it, you have to disable all your cameras and everything. Yeah, it's a pain in the bum.
Yeah, this is the perils of live streaming at the moment.
Yep. For all of you out there who think it's just a case of plug a camera in and go, it's not. It really isn't.
We're having to use two different bits of software at the moment because there's issues with one piece of software and issues with the other. So we're trying to... pardon me, we're trying to keep it going as best we can.
Spider pigs and burps. Anyway, never mind all that. It's fixed now.
Absolutely.
Thank you for fixing it, Colin.
That's all right, mate. I've got my uses. Don't tell everyone, though, because they'll all want a bit.
Shh. Yeah, don't tell people you did something good and useful.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're going to put yourself full screen so they can watch you making your grot tanks. No, because nobody cares about my deathcore, dude.
I don't care. Stop badgering me.
I'm building tiny little rubbish and they don't care.
So what? It's your show. It's your channel. Do as you're told.
Dear. Oh dear. We're told on my own show. I don't know.
I know.
Paul Di Tommaso is in. Welcome, Paul. Big hugs to you and Dawn.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul. Got a new motor. Doesn't really work, does it, when it's... No. So... which of your grot tanks are you doing first?
That one.
Excellent. Well done.
I don't know what one it is.
Well, one of them looks like a Sherman, doesn't it? And one looks like...
Hold up, let's get the instructions. He asks me stuff right in the middle of when I'm trying to reach for something.
Well, you shouldn't be doing things while I'm talking.
I know. Tell me about it. I could... Yeah. Oh, dear. That one. Cool. You know, the one that's really visible on the detailed instruction.
Yeah. Got to love Forge World.
Oh,
got to love Forge World instructions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Working with a Fox is so demanding.
Anyway, shut up and get some work done.
Slap you in a minute.
Oh, bless you. Love it, really.
You know what I want to call you, but out of respect, I'm not swearing on your channel because unlike you, I care about your bloody monetisation. Yeah.
You love it, really. You love it, really.
So I've got to put up with, Peach.
Yeah. Don't worry with animals, children or Fox. That's what they always say.
He is. He's so hyperactive, bless him.
I've had at least three. I've had three.
I've got to try and do this without falling out my chair, so wish me luck.
Oh, no.
Ah, look at that. Get in.
Oh, did you drop something?
Yeah.
Did you have the grabby hand in?
I did, because you asked me a question just as I went to do something intricate, and I twitched and it went flying.
Yeah. That'll teach you for doing things.
This will teach me for actually trying to do something constructive. Yes, Kevin. Well, say it's a Forge World special. The what's the word? Generally available. It's the Imperial one, just a set of 4 grot tanks, mate.
Yeah, they're still available.
Yeah, they're just because I put one in the Stomper when I built that. Paul D. Tommaso says, we're struggling as usual. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, same here, mate. It really is, because I'm on, well, you're in Toronto, so I don't know whether you get it out there. I'm on what's called PIP, which is a disability benefit. So that and my Patron is what pays for my hobby, mate. And suffice to say, with all the bills going out, mate, life is tough, not just for yourself, mate, but for pretty much everyone now.
Yeah. And I'm in a similar boat. I'm on the allowance I get for looking after my wolf because I'm a carer and I don't have a job. So that and whatever I get from Patron is my income.
I get it, mate. We've just got to soldier through, mate, ain't we? And it's a challenge, mate. It really is, Paul. Do feel for you, mate.
Yep. Know that feeling.
Luckily, you've already got a stash there, mate, so at least you've got something to build.
Yeah, keep you sane.
Keep you sane, mate.
I thought so. They look awesome, says Kevin Stevens.
Yeah, they really are.
They're adorable.
I'll put my knife down and I'll hold a couple of the components up for you. This is one of them. That's the track.
Do you want me to put your full screen?
He's desperate to get me to go full screen, isn't he?
Well, just so people can see.
Yeah.
And also,
no, that's all right.
Also, we can do that now. Anyway.
Yeah, I just don't want them to see the disgusting clutter on my bench because it's minging.
They're all model makers. They know what benches look like.
There you go. That's the detail on it.
They are so detailed.
You got the body shell or the hull with an H. Let's try and get that so it ain't blurry. There you go.
Beautiful detail on them. Even given they're so small, that's the advantage of the resin. Nowadays, I mean, obviously nowadays they can get similar in plastic, but you get that extra detail.
You got your turret of turretness.
And they're so funny as well. They're so adorable.
So you got all of that. That's just one. That's one that I'm assembling at the moment.
Yeah.
And all these different panels have all got the rivet detail on them, see?
That's the thing about like Forge World Orc stuff and the plastic Orc stuff. The Forge World Orc stuff is like so much more what you'd think of orcs than the plastic stuff.
Yeah, you got all your corrugated.
You look at like the plastic Orc vehicles, they just look like vehicles, but you look at the Forge World stuff, it's just bits of different pieces of metal bolted together.
Absolutely. And it is beautifully done. You know, a lot of folks will say, oh, they're expensive. They are. Don't get me wrong, they are expensive. But it's like anything, you know, if you get an Ella tank or a Ryefield tank, they're both tanks, but one's got super detail and you pay a bit more for it, and that's just how it is.
At the end of the day, it's resin, and resin's always going to cost you more.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
You know, I mean, people are probably wondering why I'm sanding resin, but I've got a mat here or a tea towel that's pre-soaked with water, so any dust is sticking to it, and so yeah, I am paying attention.
Yeah, the advantage with these little tanks is there's so little sanding needed that Colin can actually get away with just wet sanding them or wet sanding them. If it was one of the bigger kits, he'd have to have a mask on.
Yeah, if it was a bigger kit, I wouldn't be doing it live. I'd do the assembly off air because, but there's so little on these that, you know, I can just sit here with water on that and all the dust is going into this. So
most of the cleanup on those is just like knife work. So.
Yeah. And I've got me big window open right next to me.
Window.
Yeah, he's got big window open.
Big windows. So I mean, it is funny how like the Orc stuff, Forge Wheel really channels it properly, and it looks like it's made of ramshackle bits of like corrugated iron and steel and bits of other things. Whereas the plastic stuff, it doesn't look that ramshackle.
Yeah.
Even like the big stomper, it doesn't look completely ramshackle.
Yeah.
It just looks.
I mean, your diamond plate and your corrugated, the detail on both them bits is just second to none.
I mean, I've got the Killburster tank, the resin Forge Wheel Killburster, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
And it just makes me really sad that there's another tank called the something or other that they did for auction, and it's out of print now.
Yeah.
And I was never able to get one. It was out of print before I even realised it was there. And it kind of looks like a big Sherman, but made out of bits of crap. And it's just, I wish I'd got one of them as well. But yes. But remember, kids, if you're working with resin, apart from like this one, or if you've got a little tiny figure, you're not going to do a lot of sanding. It's not a problem. You can work on a wet mat. But if you're working on something that's going to have a lot of sanding, you have to have a respirator or a mask of some sort of mask, even just a dust mask. Because
Preferably one of them.
Yep. But if you're absolutely in a pinch, a normal dust mask will do. As long as you can use like wet surface, you can do it in water. Just you don't want to inhale that dust. It's really nasty stuff.
Yeah, it's proper minging.
The important word is spicules.
Exactly. But I'm creating such a minimal amount of dust that the mat itself is absorbing everything. Same as the blade. If the blade gets any on it, I can just touch it on the mat and it just pulls the dust straight off.
I mean, I've done stuff where I've been like cleaning up the nub marks on some tracks, on resin tracks, and it's just cleaning up the lump. So I'm just shaving it with the knife. There's no point wearing a mask for that. 'Cause it's chunks, but if I had like a little resin figure with like 5 parts, I probably wouldn't need to do it.
Yeah, I've been a proper diligent little Festa.
You are. Good girl.
I know.
It's not true what they say about you.
I'm doing all the learnings of things because I'm being good.
You spent all night last night thinking about grot tanks, didn't you?
That may have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me.
The moment we thought about it last night, he's been sitting there thinking, I should go to sleep really, but grot tanks.
I didn't do any fettling though. Well.
No, you restrained yourself.
I may have... no, because you're going to mock me now.
Go on.
I may have took the box next door just to have a pre-show rummage.
You just sat there looking at the box, didn't you?
I did, yeah. The instructions came out and then I saw how vague they were. And it's like, I
remember I got some kit I got basically, and I'd really been looking forward to it. And I got it, and it was too late at night to do any work, so I put it on the workbench. And then I turned around to watch some like TV on because I watch like videos on the computer.
Yeah.
And I was like watching something like House or something, but every now and then I just look back at the dead bench and be like, oh, just at the box, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're like. We're simple creatures.
Oh yeah, I'm easily pleased. You know that.
Yeah. Simple creatures.
But yeah.
Kevin says stunning kits. That detail. Wow. Yeah. Kevin, go and look up Grot Super Tank, because that's even more adorable. Is it a Super Tank or Mega Tank?
Mega Tank.
Grot Mega Tank.
Yeah.
Grot Mega Tank.
I got one just behind me, haven't I, in the box?
Yeah. We both got one to build, but that's even more awesome because they're all hilarious.
It's just the insanity of it. Because I forgot to show you, Kev. You also get, like you say, your bag with all your exhaust and your dudes and all of that lot in, all your ancillary components, your hatches, your flappage, all of that lot.
Hatches
with an H. Got
hatches. I think the thing to remember is, yes, they are expensive, and they might be a little bit more expensive than other resin manufacturers. But at the end of the day, resin's always going to be more expensive because they don't make runs of 10 million kits.
No.
If it costs them, £100,000, well, let's say it costs them £1 million to do all the pre-design, design, tooling, and everything else, to make the molds and the concepts.
Yeah,
they've got to make that money back. And if it's a plastic kit, they might spend 500 grand just on the mold. Yeah, but they can make 1 million of them and make the money back. If it's a resin kit, they might only ever print 500, and they've got to make back all the development costs. So
exactly.
Resin will always be more expensive because it's manual labour. It's a manual process. So
they are stunning.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, plastic's slowly getting to the level of resin now in terms of details.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go on there and balk at the price, and we got chatting one night, didn't we, on a frolic, and I made the decision, sod it, I'll get some grot tanks and see how I get on. And then gradually my Forge World collection's grown. Wendy, bless her, very kindly sent me the Orc on the Trike guy that I'm going to build, you know, and I was going through the Forge World box on Friday. And so I'm now at the point where I'm going to dig it all out, sit and build a lot of it off air because it's more detailed than this, and obviously I need to wear me respirator for them. And I'll get them all built and primed ready for painting on these shows now that the Warhammer's back on the schedule. So it'll give you a chance to see more of the Forge World stuff. And I've also got a big box of Cromlech stuff because I've been using Fox's link to earn him a few quid.
Ooh, yes. Thank you. Yes, I've got a selection of Cromlech stuff I need to get started on as well. And I'll be honest as well, I'll tell you what, I was always against resin. I always thought, I always looked at resin and thought, oh, I can't do that. It looks far too professional. I haven't got the skills to do that. I don't know why. I'd never done a resin kit, but I always just thought that's beyond my skills, that I'm just going to stick with plastic because it sounds far too complicated. You've got to use super glue and you've got to do pinning. And, and then when I got my first resin kit, which was Forge World, which might have been the Macarius Vanquisher actually. I got that, and just looking at it in the box, I'm like, oh. Yeah. And then when I built it, I'm like, ooh. And then I built some deathcore dudes. And it's like, you know what? It is more complicated. It is a big, highly skilled job, and I don't enjoy it as much. But I do like the look of the detailing on them.
Oh yeah. And Jeff has a good point as well, that the moulds for the resin kits do have a shorter lifespan. Yeah, you bang on, mate. Yeah, they're like because I think I think at Games Workshop they use the ones where you just spin them round. Yeah. Rotocasting, I think it's called. Yes. You make it mould and you spin it round violently, and that makes all the resin go through it. Yeah, it's like centrifugal. Ooh, hello. I know. But that's why, for example, on Forge World, you'll have a kit or a model, and then after a little while, it will suddenly disappear off the website, saying no longer available online. Yeah. Now, normally that means it's discontinued, but sometimes it may just say no longer available. What they're actually doing is the mould is beyond repair. Yeah. And they'll be making a fresh mould. But there's only, because basically when you do it, you've got a production, you've got a master. When you make the thing, they build the thing. In the old days, they'd physically build it. Now they just 3D print it. But they build the model and they take a mould of it, and that's the first one is the master mould, and that's made and then stored in a vault. It's never touched. And then they take another mould, and that's the production mould, and that then goes off to the factory to be used as the first mould. And they usually make 2 or 3 moulds, production moulds, and then each time they do it, they tend to either make a mould off the mould, or they make a new mould off the original model, or the model goes into storage, and the moulds are made off moulds. And that's why sometimes when you get say a Forge or any resin model, a Forge model, you might get, say, a tank, and you've got a hull, and you've got a track unit that don't quite fit. They almost look like different sizes. And that's because one's taken from one mould and one's taken from a different generation of moulds, because one might have had a new mould made. So that's why you sometimes get mismatched fit parts that don't quite join up, because they're like, this might be a 4th generation mould, that might be a 6th generation mould. So, and it's all very analogue, so it's a lot more work involved. Oh, absolutely. There's no automation with resin kits, but it's a way for the manufacturer to release kits that aren't going to sell in big numbers. Exactly. And that's always that's what Forge will always be. It'll be the stuff they can't really sell a lot of to justify spending £500,000 on a big massive steel mould. And if you do get warps, get yourself a heat gun. Yep. There's ways to get around it. Warm it up, or put it in a bowl of warm water, whichever way you want, and you can warm it up until your heart's content. Mm-hmm. Once you understand how they make resin kit, how resin kits are made, you kind of get to appreciate the limitations of them, and the things you might have to do to make them work. Which is a trade-off for
A, trade off for very high detail, but B, a trade off for a subject that you wouldn't otherwise get.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when they started doing the deathcore dudes in resin, they didn't expect they'd sell that well.
Yeah.
That's why they was never done in plastic, because they were like, well, we've got Imperial Guard for plastic. They said everybody buys them. Nobody's going to buy deathcore. So they just made them in resin, and they've got whole squads of them. And then people got interested in them, and that's why eventually you got these plastic ones.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a way for the manufacturer to give you a product that they wouldn't be able to afford to release in plastic, because it wouldn't be worth it.
Exactly.
So, but I do like the look of them.
Oh, they're the ultimate in cuteness, aren't they?
As Kevin Stevens says, they look great. They shall have to wait a while. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Check out as well Cromlech over at bitsofwar.com, because they also do lots of resin, unofficial Warhammer stuff. Unofficial. It's not official. But they've got orcs with a C. Yeah. So it just gets around copyright. And they've got some beautiful models. And my code in the thing below will give you 5% off. Do you see what I did there?
I did. I am mightily impressed.
Yeah. But it's weird though, isn't it? It's like, I'd had no interest in resin until I made my first resin kit, and I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
Actually.
I've got a nice big box of Cromlech builds to do over there.
Mm-hmm. Tell the good people what you've got. Go on. Can you remember?
No, I can't. You know I can't remember, and you now know that I'll have to go down and get the box because I can't remember.
No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that.
No, I've got...
Only if you can remember.
That's right. Let's go and get the box.
Don't go and do things. He's going to get bits out now, isn't he?
Yeah, because you've asked. Let's go and,
I didn't expect you to actually go off and get things.
Yeah, but I can't remember, mate.
Oh, just say awesomeness. I can't actually remember what you got now. Muse, excuse me. Muse says if they sent it here, people would buy it. Excuse me. They ship Forge World anywhere, don't they? I'm pretty sure. They don't sell it in the stores. It's always been online only. Forge World. It's never been actually, and that's really because it's kind of an on-demand product. They have a small amount in the warehouse, and they'll make a small run of them, and then people order them. But they're not going to make big enough runs to actually stock up 500 Warhammer stores, because they don't do those kind of production runs. So they really just do, like, as far as I know, if I remember rightly, they make enough from one mould, and that's the stock of stuff then. And then when that sells out, they go and create a new mould and make the next lot, I think. Because they're not doing production runs big enough to, populate shops, and they don't sell them at other retailers. So that's why a lot of resin companies that do resin are actually garage kits. I feel bad now. I didn't expect him to go off and get everything.
It's just you asked me Friday night and you knew I couldn't remember, so...
Now I've forgotten what I did on Friday night by now. Yeah. I blinked since then.
What was it?
I'm barely on camera.
It's the one I told you about, the one with the orc on the back of the turret thing.
I've actually forgotten what their models are now.
Yeah, I don't know whether I've got any pictures of them.
Don't worry, mate. Don't worry about it, mate.
No, I'm just looking to see what they're called, mate. Just a minute. Blitzkrieg Assault Vehicle, Death Rocket Half Track.
Oh, that's the one. Yes.
Now he says that's the one, having made me go all the way down the other end of my man cave.
No, I don't remember what it is, but I remember that. I remember it's the half track bit.
Yeah, the half track body.
Thing.
But as you can see, that's a Cromlech mould. That is.
Yep. Yeah,
and their version of the Squig off is Norzilla. And you've then got
Squigs and Nors.
Other little truck there as well. See, so yeah. So note to self: keep the resin box down here now.
Oh, that's tempting fate.
So yeah, let's put that.
Yeah, Cromlech's like a whole different kind of resin.
Yes.
Very different. Like Games Workshop resin's like, it's soft, isn't it? It's like buttery and.
Yeah, there is a difference.
It's not really buttery, but it's like. Sometimes it's a bit like carving Airfix plastic. Sometimes it's not quite that soft and bendy, but it's quite pleasant to carve.
Right.
So much more rigid.
We was doing that. Mew says, I wouldn't remember all that. Yeah, it's like, honestly, Marcy, I forget me head if it wasn't screwed on. You know, it's, yeah, my memory's terrible. Right.
Who said that? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's got Atch as well. There you go. So
I think I've got a bad memory, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm getting terrible. I saw what you did.
Now, I have to tell you, Colin, I have to tell you.
Pardon me. What's that, mate?
Yesterday, people don't know this, yesterday or day before, I asked Colin what his t-shirt size was. I sent a message, what's your t-shirt size? And I'm telling you this because I thought I was going to be able to order you something. But apparently it doesn't exist anymore, so I can't.
Oh, lammerkins.
I basically found a Blocker Boots t-shirt. It had the Blocker Boots logo and it had a pair of feet on it.
Yeah.
In socks, in 1970 socks on a pair of Blocker Boots. And it just said Blocker Boots. I'm like, oh, I need to get Colin one of those. But they don't exist anymore. So.
Aww.
You would have just got this. I was going to hope you'd like open it on telly and be like,
yeah. Poor old Blocker Boots.
Jeff Light says the Baneblade was solely a Forge World product in the past, as was the Valkyrie. They certainly were. They're one of the rare ones that became popular enough that they realised that they were selling more than they could produce in resin, and it was worth going into plastic.
Yeah.
It really does come down to the cost of how much does it cost to make a mould, and can we sell enough to make that back? So if it costs £500,000 to make a steel mould,
that's the thing.
And do all the designing, can we sell that many? Yes, good, then do it. And I think that's why we got the plastic Deathcore in the Kill Team set, because they've seen over the years that people really do like Deathcore.
Yeah.
Even though they're ridiculously expensive, and resin, and not everybody likes resin. So they thought, you know what, we can do some plastic Deathcore.
The thing is with it as well is something sinister about an horse with a gas mask on, isn't there?
Oh yeah, a hairless horse, even worse.
Yeah, it's just really clever how they do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet their design team.
But it's like, you know, people always say, when can we have a plastic Thunderhawk? It's one of the ongoing jokes at Games Workshop was always, when are we going to get plastic Sisters of Battle? When are we going to get a plastic Thunderhawk? And we got plastic Sisters of Battle, again, because they were popular enough.
Yeah.
A Thunderhawk, whether that ever becomes plastic, that's the kind of thing where they'd sell the kit for like 300 quid. Whether the 200 or 300 quid for the plastic kit. Yeah, do you think they'd ever really make the money back on that? They might.
Well, it's like that Tal Manta that PJ wants to get, isn't it? See what I did there?
15. I see what you did there. How's that bus, PJ?
Yeah. Just in case he thinks that he's got away with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Titans and things. Even if they could make a Titan in plastic, it's the cost of them manufacturing it would probably mean they have to charge such a high price. And often there's quite a vocal following saying, make this kit in plastic, make it in plastic. But a lot of the times it's a kind of minority, and the reality is that, you know, the amount of people say make a Titan in plastic. They'd be like, great, okay, that'll cost about £1.5 million for all the moulds.
Yeah.
We have to then sell lots of these, and they're going to be 400 quid each. So which bit of none of you are going to buy that is not really sinking in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they all want it, but when it came out for 300 or 400 quid, they wouldn't buy it.
No.
No, sadly. So there are some like Thunderhawks and stuff. They might one day do a plastic Thunderhawk, but it'd be so expensive as a kit to buy.
Yeah, and that is the thing, isn't it? It's the cost, you know.
Because it's like nobody wants to spend 700 quid on a plastic Thunderhawk, but they want to spend 300 quid on a resin Thunderhawk. Then they want to spend 300 quid on a plastic one. I don't know.
Yeah, but again, it's like you say, it's demand, isn't it? You know, because they're having to make the moulds, they're having to invest all that time.
Yep.
You know, plus the resin casting process itself, and yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like that's the difficulty. They don't know. Nobody. They're not psychic. They don't know. If they decide to do a resin, take a thing from Forge World and make it into plastic, it's a massive gamble.
Yes.
Because if they may not sell many of the kits in resin because they're resin expensive. So then, if they sell if you buy a Titan now, I think somebody bought one on a video on YouTube and they said, oh, it's number 2005.
Yeah.
That's now. And they've been available for like 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah.
So they've only ever sold 2,000 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to make money back. That's the thing. It's a vicious circle because they look at the sales figures and say, well, we don't sell many of them, but they're resin and expensive.
Yeah.
So they've got nothing then to say, how many would we sell if they were plastic? And if they say, let's go for it, and they spend all that money and don't sell many, that's a lot of money to throw away.
Exactly that.
I think the bigger the model, the more of a risk it is, the less likely you are to get it. Like a squad of plastic deathcore. Okay, they thought, yeah, we can make that for a reasonable price and sell millions of them. That's probably a go-to. Same with Sisters of Battle.
Yeah.
They know how much it costs to make a sprue for 10 plastic dudes. But for something like big vehicles, I mean, the only reason they did all the Horus Heresy vehicles in plastic is because they've launched the Horus Heresy as a game type now.
Oh, right, yeah.
So before that, the Horus Heresy stuff was mostly exclusively in resin. But, you know, I don't know. We don't really know.
Well, trying to predict what will sell is one of the hardest battles, isn't it? Let's be honest, you know. And yeah.
Knowing what people are going to buy when the product you've got at the minute is so expensive that most people don't buy it.
Marcy says, yeah, she's looking over at 4 crates of Warhammer. Marcy's down the hole. Marcy's down the hole.
Down the hole, down the hole, down the hole, down the hole, down the hole. Down the hole. And we have no context for the size of a crate.
Yeah, the depth of the hole that she's in is deeper than the hole that I'm in.
Oh, I don't know about that.
My hole is more like a little dip in the lawn, mate, compared to Marcy's.
Don't know about that. Don't know about that.
No, don't you even say that I'm further down the hole than you, because, yeah.
No, I don't know if it's deeper than Marcy. See, the thing is, how long's Marcy been into Warhammer, buying Warhammer stuff? Yeah,
you're going to say the points are going to come up, aren't they? Yeah, I know.
Well, no, she might have been doing it for like 10 years. You've only been buying for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that.
Goblin.
Oh, yeah. Stealthily under the breath hint there at the goblin points. Oh, brutal. But yeah, I would have gone there as well.
Yeah, fair, but true.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look. Their imagination is really something, says Jeff. That's called the tax write-off, says Muse. They've been in biz for decades. They can afford to take more chances. Well, any business can take chances, but it's whether you want to make a profit or not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, but when you don't know the costs involved, it's not that easy a thing. At the end of the day, it's all about making as much money as possible.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, risk is something that most businesses are averse to.
Especially at the moment,
yeah, especially right now.
Everything's challenging. You know, it's the same stateside as it is here at the end of the day. All the businesses are facing big challenges and decisions, aren't they? So,
yeah. At the end of the day, like Games Workshop isn't that profitable in the big scheme of things. I think their like profit each year is in the tens of millions, or maybe between 1 and 200 million. It's not like billions. They're not like a big, massive global franchise.
No,
they're not that massive.
It's a niche market, though, isn't it? As well, you know.
Yeah. I mean, even if they're making a couple of 100 million, they've got like 500 worldwide stores to sort out. And, it's profit. Yes. A good business is one that doesn't spend all the money.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Especially when it's something like an unnecessary thing like this, the luxury item. You can never really make too many risks with luxury items because you don't know from one day to the next. If they were making like medical products, then yeah, take all the risks they want because the people need them.
Yeah.
They're making toys, basically. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, like Marcy's saying there, their markup is going to more than make up for it, I suppose, because, like I say, it's 65% profit, more or less, isn't it? So.
But that's the thing, is I'd say the difficulty is if, you know, the example of the Titan again, to make moulds for a Titan, given that a typical model kit, you might spend £500,000 on the actual physical moulds. Like a typical, let's say, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 sprue plastic vehicle kit of some sort, like a tank kit or something.
Yeah.
You could be paying many hundreds of thousands of pounds for those moulds just for one kit. So imagine all the sprues for a plastic Titan.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be talking vast amounts of money for that. And that's why, for example, things like Trumpeter's 148 U-boat is like 700, 500 quid because of all the amount of moulds that go into it, the plastic and stuff, the moulding and the amount of stuff that goes in there. So, but the difficulty is they've only ever sold 2,000 or so Titans, so they don't know how popular they be in plastic. It's a big risk.
Cool, yeah.
Isn't it? I'd hate to be the guy that said, let's make these things and spend £2.5 million making them, and now we sold 5. Oh. How much did we make back? About 20 grand.
Yeah, I mean, the Krieg I can understand because there is an appeal to them. I mean, I confessed to Foxx that I may have started to develop an interest in Krieg, and I may take the plunge and get some Krieg and do a little Krieg army at some point. And bless him, I think even his toes were wibbling.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, for people of our age, right, deathcore just taps into that sort of
our morbidness.
Well, it's not that. It taps into that. We were kids that grew up in the 1970s when the game we played in the garden was war, and it was always Germans and Americans.
Yeah.
We grew up in the 1970s when it was war films, and we played war games, and it's all Germans and Americans. So we have that innate fascination with, World War II.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get more World War II German than Deathcore
Krieg, yeah.
French greatcoats and
it's bald horses in gas masks is always going to win, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're just so nuts. Also, Krieg are just hardcore as well.
Yeah.
La, la, la.
So, Wendy, if you're still in the chat, there may be Krieg happening at some point. Ironic, isn't it? Because you started off with Space Marines and Krieg and got into Orcs, and I'm now started with Orcs, and I'm like, might have to get some Krieg at some point. Might get the kill team. And then get some bits and pieces to go with it.
Oh, sniffles.
Jeff saying they've got to make it affordable to the new gamers modelling and interesting enough to the existing ones. Yeah, valid point, mate. At the end of the day, it's a good point. Because, we are getting older and the new generation have got to come in, so, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing to remember about, like, Games Workshop stuff is, we all know what it is and it's all popular, but in the plastic modelling world, it's kind of not that well known because it's a tabletop miniatures game. So, although it's just plastic models, to most modelers, they either know of it and think it's rubbish, or they don't really know anything about it.
Well, I remember I always thought it was all white metal, because it was at one point, wasn't it?
Yep.
So
it's like, if you ask most people who make model kits, they probably never made a Games Workshop kit because they're not sold in regular store. You can't go down to your local model shop and buy Games Workshop for the most part. Or you don't go down to you don't go down to Hobbycraft or anywhere and do that. So it's a tricky one. They are still a small company at the end of the day. They're not massive. They're not like a massive multinational. I mean, they are, but they're not. All right, let's get this leg glued on. Anyway, we don't really know anyway, because we're talking like we know what we're talking about. We don't really know. We know nothing about these businesses. Different businesses work in different ways. They have their priorities. Nothing wrong with being a clamp hand. It's how you make the good monies. Somebody's had food or delivery, I'm not sure. We'll find out. Right. My bench has been empty for a week, so I've just been examining the stash. It's time for a big 148th MiG-25. Not a Warhammer kit, but will be big and mean looking. Oh, yeah. Big 148th aircraft. Always a winner. Can't go wrong with that. Does it have a pilot? Let's have a look. Wendy Hickson got 2 horses and chickens with gas masks. A must-have. Need a cat with a gas mask, lol. Yep.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Deliveries?
Yeah.
Always a winner.
Yeah, what's his thing? Video thing went off. That's what that noise was.
Oh, you like video doorbell thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's all right. He was going to drop it in the Dropbox, but
yeah. Yeah, Festa very nicely 3D printed for me and sent me a bulldog Was it a bulldog? A bulldog with a commissar cap.
Yeah.
And lots of little tiny chickens with commissar with Deathcore Krieg helmets and masks. Huge. I need to get them printed out at some point. They're in my. I've got them here actually.
Yeah, I've got a set for Si to send. But yeah, the pugs and the Krieg, the chickens and all of that. Look.
I think most of them have seen them. Let's have a look.
Sorry for the rustly bag.
Russell. Yeah, you got a bulldog with a big, dirty, good big bulldog with a commissar cap.
Yeah.
You got a pug, Acadian pug. I'll zoom in. I'll focus it in properly.
Oh yeah, go full screen, mate.
Okay.
Do you want me to put your full screen? Oh,
no,
you're right.
I've gone. There you go.
He's good, isn't he?
I know where the button is. Let me just zoom in a bit then so you can see properly. Let me zoom in.
It's just.
Or not zoom in. Okay, I won't zoom in then. Hang on. 1 second, folks. Right, so if I go full screen, zoom in a little bit so you can see. Put it on camera, do.
They are cute, aren't they?
They're adorable. Let me just focus. You got a bulldog there with his commissar hat. It's just Colin, basically, isn't it? It's just Colin.
Yeah, that's Gary, that is, mate.
Gary, that's right.
Yeah, Gary. But yes, I had a bulldog and his name was Gary.
And what did he do? Nothing he didn't want to.
I very nearly swore then.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, ends in all, people. We bought him a treadmill because he wouldn't go out for a walk. He used to play dead. You rattled a lead and he would just look like he'd been shot with a blunderbuss. We got him a treadmill and I put him on it thinking that he would start walking. No, he just sat on it, slid like that, fell off the end and played dead. He used to sit on his bum with his back legs like a human, with his front legs up, almost bolt upright. And if he didn't like what was on the telly, he would be, ooh. Oh, mate, he was just so lazy. Bloody thing he was.
He was my spirit animal.
Oh, mate, legend. But yeah.
What else have I got? I've got a Acadian pug. He's got his little Acadian helmet. He's got a backpack, bedroll, and all his bits and bobs. It's an Acadian pug.
Yes.
I've got many Deathcore chicken. No, I've got Acadian chicken. Got some Acadian
chickens.
Yeah, I know you can't really see them. He's got a grenade thing, and he's got a bedroll. So we've got some Acadian chickens. Yeah. But we also have Deathcore chickens.
Yeah.
Deathcore Krieg, you can see they've got the gas mask on the tube.
This is the sort of thing I get up to late at night, and it's like, Fox, what? Do you want some Deathcore Krieg chickens?
Yeah, the best bit about the Deathcore chicken is not the gas mask, it's the shovel on its back.
Yeah.
So I need to get them primed. Well, at some point, I might do it later, actually, if it was. It'll be daylight, but
yeah.
I need to get all the Cadians that I built and get them primed so I can do all my Deathcore at the same time.
Yeah, they're proper cute alert, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Deathcore chickens, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, Muse's going, those are great. Yeah, this is what I get up to, Marcy, late at night. And I'll message him and go, I've just done these. Would you like me to print you some? And then I get squee noises coming from the guru. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah. He can actually hear squee noises coming out of the text.
And then he sits there going, yeah, you're so far down the hole. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's a myth.
Yeah. Jeff Light says to you about making metal. He says that was in the early days, more metal than you can shake a stick at.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they started out, they were doing metal kits.
Oh, yeah, white metal kits, if I remember rightly, wasn't it?
Yep. As I know, because I've got a whole set of Steel Legion, Armageddon Steel Legion that somebody sent me in white metal. And I still don't know who sent me that.
Yeah.
I've still got no idea. I need to get them primed as well.
It's quite funny, actually, because I got a delivery there, and I think it might be for Lex. But you say I'm down the hole.
Is it a Warhammer box? What is it? Oh, Chaos Space. Oh,
yeah, he's got his codex. Yeah, honestly, he's got a right old library up there of all the different codex, and yeah.
Now, I know we've talked about this before, but I don't know if the people who are watching realise this, because we had this conversation once and my mind was blown. Right, my mind was blown. Picture
but
this.
you're not a parent of a teenage or late 20s child.
I know.
So yeah.
But picture this, right? You've got this house in which Colin resides.
Yeah.
In this house, Colin has a man cave with a workbench.
Yep.
All the modelling equipment you'd ever need. Paints, tools, many models, shelves full of models. He's got a billion things in this workbench, in this workroom. Okay. In the same house, you've got his son Lex, who builds and paints Warhammer.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a clue that Colin made models.
No, I didn't have a clue that Lex built Warhammer.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. You didn't have a clue that Lex built Warhammer.
Yeah, Lex knows
And it's
what
like-
I do.
Yeah. And it was like, what? So there's the two of them sitting there building Warhammer, or building models, let's just say, put it simple as models. And he's got no idea. And it's like, oh, you make Warhammer? Yeah. Oh.
Mate, I've not set foot in these bedrooms since I last woke him up when he was at school. You know, because it's his room, it's his environment. Yeah, it may be my own, but, you know, if I walk past his room and the door's ajar, you know, I knock on the door frame. You all right in there? Yeah, no worries, mate. I wouldn't go in his room, even when he's not here. I wouldn't venture in there because it's private.
It's more about the fact you never actually...
I never had a clue. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know.
It's only when he found out that I was doing orcs because he was watching a video of us hillocks and he was like, I didn't know you did Warhammer. And I went, yeah. And he ambled in the man cave because he wouldn't come in here because as far as he's concerned, it's not his room. He's very much like me with the same, you know, it's your space and it's, you know.
But that's funny because if he was like into his building and painting and he needed building, even if it wasn't Warhammer, you think he'd be like, have a look at your workbench.
Yeah, he's got his own paint rack up there with Citadel paints in. I said, you're a pillock. And I opened my door and I said, look at that lot. Citadel paints everywhere. I said, if you need them, come down and use them, mate. Just grab them. I didn't know you had them. It's like, yeah.
I think it's adorable.
Yeah, but it's like anything, you know, this is my private space. That's his private space. It's not that we're not interested. It's just, you know, I've never been one of those needy parents that need to know everything, you know. It's
no,
you know, but it is funny because because
he's like, there was never like, oh, what have you been up to, son? Oh, just making some Warhammer stuff. Oh, you do Warhammer? No, nothing like that.
Yeah, I noticed some Tyranids. There was a box leaning up. He had his door ajar and he's got like his bookcases and DVDs and Xbox games and all that. And I spotted Warhammer box, Tyranids. I went, oh, you got Tyranids? And he went, oh, I didn't think you'd know what they are. I said, yeah, says the bloke who's got a shelf full of orcs. And,
I see, I'm impressed that you knew what Tyranids were.
Yeah, well, it had Tyranids written on the box, mate.
Shh, not supposed to give the magic away.
Yeah, and then I started seeing Goblin Gaming orders arrive, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'll use your affiliate link. So it's like, happy days. So,
bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, bugger.
But he had a load of stuff turn up during the week, and my curiosity was pricked. I'm like, what's he bought? What's he bought? You know, but
you could open the box.
I wouldn't dream
We
of
could
it.
open the box. You'd be like, oh, sorry, son, I thought it was mine.
The only reason I opened that one is because there was no name on it. It's just got home with our address on it. So I immediately thought it was for me. But opening it, I'm like, I haven't ordered a Space Marine Codex. So I will offer my apologies for opening his parcel, bless him.
Yep. And he's just sitting there thinking, thank God it wasn't the order from the porn factory.
yeah, no, his stash is somewhere else.
Glue this arm on.
I'd never forget when H found the infamous teenage child's stash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, never forget that. Yeah, it's the way she came downstairs. She went, oh, brilliant. I said, what?
Grew up so fast.
Yeah, she said, it's that. She said, it's that find that all mums giggle about. I went, you found his stash, haven't you? Yeah, she went. I said, don't tease. Let him be.
Just, shh.
Should I grow up so quick?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bless them.
Right, I'm going to step away for one moment.
Yeah, you step away for one moment, mate.
I shall be back in a minute or two.
I will do a bit of chat dollyage. Where did you read up to? That's right, I'll find out. I'll scroll up a bit. What have we got?
I got to Bobbin saying his bench has been empty for a week. I've read that one.
Oh, right, yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, no worries. Are you going to be back in a minute?
I'll be back in a minute.
It'll be back in a minute, folks, just in case you missed that.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. I think he'll be back in a minute.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. Bless him. Jeff Light says that was in the early days. Yeah, the early days of Games Workshop. I can imagine some of them white metal kits would be worth a small fortune now. That's a fault. So if any of you out there have got them in your stash, you never know. You might be sitting on a nice little nest egg. Scale Model Muse says the younger players spend twice what I do and won't even say how much I've spent on just Warhammer. It's in the thousands. It is addictive, Marcy, though, isn't it? Because for me, I like the eccentricity of some of the vehicles. I don't know why I'm doing that. Eccentricity of some of the vehicles and the quirkiness of it all. And that's what attracts me. And it's like, yeah, I can build that, but I can also go a little bit further with it. It creates that childlike vision that I seem to still have. Wendy Ixon says, got 2 horses and chickens with gas masks, a must-have. Need a cat with a gas mask, laugh out loud. I'm sure I can cobble something together, Wendy. Jeff Light says, more white metal than you could shake a stick at. Yes. Marcy says, yes, I can buy Warhammer at both my hobby shops, a private-owned games store and a Warhammer shop. Oh, nice one. She says, I need to call about my order. She's going to be right back. She says, those are great. Yeah. She said, people are always trying to buy her old Warhammer stuff. I can imagine, mate. She also says, too easy to buy. If I like it, I buy it. It's just like all other models. This is the thing. It's one of them things I've said many times, you know, sometimes you look at a model and it just talks to you, doesn't it? And you just think, yeah, I'm gonna build that because there's something about it. You know, it might not be the greatest detailed kit. It might not be the greatest subject. But the kit just speaks to you and you just think, yeah, I'm going to have that.
I'm back.
And that's how I tend to do my purchasing. You know, it's what I can do to it to make it a little bit different. And is the kit talking to me in a way that I know I'm going to enjoy the build. There you go. Are you back?
Is this how you choose your... I'm back now. I'm back now. Is this how you choose your projects, your builds?
Yeah. Yeah, on about the choosing of the Warhammer builds, you know, it's one of them, you know, there's a quirkiness about it, and then the kit suddenly talks to you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what inspires me, and then it's, yeah, I can get the saw out, I can modify, I can add all the things.
All the things.
You know.
Yeah, it's like if you look at it and you go, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, especially when you've got someone going, here. You know what that needs.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine who that would be.
Yeah, wouldn't it be good if you had a crow's nest and a sail?
Obviously, it's someone who's a really good friend.
Yeah,
and it gives you great advice permanently all the time.
Absolutely, you wouldn't dream of throwing me under the bus or down a hole.
No. Obviously, it's someone who's got like video evidence of things. And...
yeah, doesn't mock me at 4 a.m. going, how is it down that Warhammer hole? Like, damn it, how does he know?
Yeah, because I get the thing from Cromlech saying, "Oh, your code was used." Woo.
Yeah, the message comes through. Oh, what did you just buy? That would be an economical matter.
Although it's quite funny because they've not quite written the email properly, so it just says, "Dear name."
Yeah,
your code has been used. Thanks.
Yes.
Dear, your name here.
Yeah.
How far did you get with chat?
All the way, mate.
Cool.
Marcy's saying people always try to buy her old Warhammer stuff because we was talking about people that might have white metal kits in their stash and things like that. They could be sitting on a few quid, you know. So
oh yeah,
always worth keeping them boxed up. To be honest with you,
yeah, it's like old metal stuff that I've got like just one commissar out of that set. I went on eBay and it was like that one single commissar
Yeah.
out of the whole set is like 90 quid or more.
Really?
Because it's an out of print metal model.
Yeah.
And the out of print product prices just go crazy for what I've finished to do for Warhammer stuff.
Have you finished the dude?
I finished to do a bit
Are you
slow
ill?
this time, but I know we finished a bit slow this time, if anything. And I keep knocking the camera, which is annoying.
It's been a while, dear.
Yeah, but we had some technical stuff to deal with at the start, so that delayed me slightly.
Yeah. We'll
I think I shall
investigate.
have. Oh no.
I think I know what it might be. Might be that the audio filters didn't carry over. So
Could be.
we'll see.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It was quickly fixed.
Absolutely. This is where having my reserve get out of jail free card seems to really come in handy, doesn't it?
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think most people, as long as they can see us and hear us, they're listening to us in the background anyway, so it's not really the end of the world.
Well, if they can hear us, then it's worth doing. Underneath the arch.
Cheers. Dude, you've done a Friday night thing on a Saturday. Oh,
I
that's
know.
broken the internet now. It's gone wrong now.
No. You know why?
Go on.
Because I might have still thought it was Friday, dude.
Oh, bless you, my child.
Yeah.
You know, if you look out the window, you know how it's not actually dark.
Yeah,
That's how you know.
I know. I've just realised that. What I could say is...
Ooh, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
34 and 35.
It's a grot tank. It's a grot tank because it's a tank and it's got a grot.
Happy times. Oh, make my screen bigger so I can actually see things.
So it's got a tit on it, so that can go on there.
35.
I want you to close your boots and your motorcycle. Get in.
Nice night for a walk. That wasn't very good, that one.
That's better than, better than normal.
34. 34, where's 34? 34, where are you? I've got news for you. There is no 34. There better had be. It's going to be on the sprue in the place I looked 5 times, isn't it? I bet.
So are you happy to be back doing your Warhammer shows now, mate?
Yes. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Well, yeah, it's been gnawing at you a little bit, isn't it?
Glad to get back to it. Yeah, because it's just part of the routine. It's just been trying to find a good stable time slot. And while I've been forgetting to do all the layouts and overlays and stuff, it's probably good that I never got round to it because it made me realise that the lunchtime slot on Sunday wasn't going to really probably work very well. So
Yeah.
go for this one instead. Where the hell is 30? Have they misnumbered this part? Am I being a spoon?
Yeah.
Either is possible. 34.
Well, it saves having to do a double show on a Saturday, Sunday as well, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, we're doing that again, are we?
You can't blame slobs for that.
No.
Definitely not my end.
No. That could just be a broadband blip, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Definitely nothing here, mate. I thought he had gone quiet, folks.
Yeah. Well, I noticed when you stopped talking in the middle of a word, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
At least it's quickly fixed on StreamYard. Well,
Yeah.
where is part 34? Yeah. They misnumbered part again.
Now the
Oh, look,
biting
34.
makes sense.
34 not on the sprue. That's not ideal.
Here you go. Yeah.
It's not part 34.
You have full authority to issue as many dagnammits as you possibly want to for that, Fox. You know you want to.
Dagnammits. I can't find a part. I'm missing a part. 34.
But that's the thing. When it happens on this, you can pop straight in on the other one. It just kills your web access, doesn't it?
Yep.
Weird.
Okay, that's a little concerning. I'm missing an entire leg. Let's try part 36 then. Okay, let's try 36. Maybe that's just the wrong part. Okay.
There you go.
I think I've used one piece where I should have used a different piece.
Got tanks. Oh, they're so cute.
Grot tanks.
You got tanks here, freight.
I seem to have used this guy's leg on a different guy, so this could go horribly wrong. If this other leg that I haven't used yet doesn't fit, we've gone a bit wrong. And it's all
So he's got that turret. So that lot goes.
Don't know why I've done that.
With that one.
I don't know why.
Pulled into that.
But this one might fit if I'm lucky.
Some turret in it. That would do it that way. So he's got that one there with the who'd you me calling me, watching me flip poking out the front.
Who'd you me calling me, watching me flip? Oh yes, perfect. For some reason, parts A34 and A36 are completely interchangeable. That doesn't make any sense. Or is it just misnumbered? Hang on.
It's that geezer there.
That's him.
Him.
Do.
Him. Scorcher fuel. Do some of that.
So where the hell have I actually...
Cool. Are you getting confused?
It calls out for part A34 for this guy.
Yeah.
For his leg. But I've already seemed to have used A34 somewhere. But I'm not sure where. But I've also got part A36, which also fits perfectly.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I think it's because I think they've misnumbered. Oh no.
Oh dear. Build alert. Yeah.
No, it fits. I think I'm just very lucky that I've just... Oh no, A30... I've confused parts A36 and A40 for some reason.
Easy done.
One guy says... Oh, hang on. No, Oh, wait.
So we got him.
36,
We got him.
35,
We got him.
34. Why did I use 40? That's weird. Oh well, I used the wrong leg, but there's two legs on the sprue that are kind of interchangeable, which
Oh, right, yeah.
So I've used the wrong leg, but luckily the leg that's left over that was the right one. It just works on this guy, so panic over. It's me for reading I got the wrong part off the sprue, basically.
Oh, you like.
But luckily
You blagged it. Just as well we're not live, because no one knows that you've done that.
Well, luckily the two dudes that have the ones that I've got confused, they've got very similar poses, so I can use the wrong leg on this guy and it actually fits in his greatcoat.
Oh, happy days.
Which is excellent news. I mean, I'll find out. There.
You says, I won't ever buy from Abe Books again. Made a purchase and they cancel it, claiming it's sold. Now the exact book and every other listing of it is triple the price or more. I had that recently on a site where the product suddenly wasn't available. And like you say, it suddenly reappears with a different price. And it's like, yeah, they made a price in boo-boo and they're trying to get out of it.
For some reason, that's ringing a bell, Abe. I'm sure I've ordered a book from Abe Books in the past.
Yeah.
Do they specialise in like out of print vintage books? Because I think it was them. I got some of my I got some Enid Blyton Brer Fox Brer Rabbit books because they were I had them as a little kid and I remembered them, and they were one of my influences growing up about drawing. So
yeah,
I thought, oh, I've not seen them. So I'll get them just for the artwork in them.
Yeah.
And that might have been Abe Books.
Yeah, nah, fair play, Marcy.
Yeah, no, it's out of order though.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying when that happens, love. It's
sorry,
not
if you
on.
screw the price up when I place my order, then it's your loss. You should just sell it to me anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That's the price it's advertised for. That's the price you pay.
Yeah. Well,
Dodgy dealings, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose legally a retailer can cancel an order whenever they want, but it's not right. It's not right. It's shady and underhand.
Oh yeah, because
yes, Foxy. Yeah, she said. Oh yes, it's bizarrely just the odds of me actually knowing who book I've actually ordered from them. Weird.
Yeah.
Just recognise the name.
Yeah. It's the fact that they've tried to con the muse.
Yep. They'll learn.
They'll learn. So I've got to watch out for the news. Missile launched on bookstore.
Yeah. Entire building collapses into its
Yeah. Woman seen fleeing the scene.
Yes. Entire building coated in silage, tractor driving at great speed. Yeah, I was going through. I don't know if anybody else has done this, where you're like sitting there one day and you just remember something from your childhood, like a book or whatever, or a toy, and you start that Google adventure.
Yes.
And all I could remember was, I can't remember. I had some vague memories of sort of images from my childhood in storybooks, but I can't remember what the books were or what the images were specifically. And I did lots of and I couldn't remember it. And at some point in the search, I remembered it was something about Brer Rabbit or Brer Fox or something like Brer something. I was like, I don't know what it was. And I started doing my searches and then just process of elimination and going through lots of Google image searches eventually. I stumbled across an image, and I thought, oh, that's it. That's an image from what I remember. And then I looked at it, and it was this particular book. And I was like, oh, I've got it now. And I know what it was, and I had to go and buy them because it was like just a real powerful image that I remembered as a kid from a picture book or a storybook. And it was just like one of the things that from my earliest years about drawing anthropomorphic characters. Probably one of my earliest influences. Because some of the artwork was gorgeous.
But yeah, it's sometimes I've done it before where you sit there and you go, oh yeah, I remember reading that years ago, and then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get a copy.
Yeah, it's like I was looking when I got it and I received it, and I was like looking through the pages and the pictures, and I saw the artwork, and it was like it just took me back like 45 years. I'm like, I haven't seen this picture in like 45 years, and it's just so familiar to me. And I looked for other things that I never found. There's some image I have in my brain, and I can't see it as an image. It's just like it's a hint of a suggestion of an idea of an image.
Yeah. And
it's something like a kangaroo with boxing gloves, or maybe not with boxing gloves, but a kangaroo.
Right, yeah.
And it's in black and white line art, and it's all really clean line art, and everything's kind of like fat and plump, and it's just there's some image of and I've no idea. It was probably in a storybook or something. And I spent ages looking for that, and it's never found out what that was, and I'll never know. Just one of those images, and that was from before I was born. That was, they had that book, and I grew up with that book as a little tiny kid, and I've got this memory of this sort of a kangaroo character with boxing gloves. I'm not sure, and I'd love to see that image because I've got that suggestion in my brain of what the image was, but I don't know what it is. I can't see it physically as an image, so I still wonder what is this. It's like a feeling rather than an image.
It's there, isn't it? You just remember it.
Yeah, I can feel what emotions it evokes in me, but I can't remember what it actually looks like. I'll never find it because I've got even less information to go off than Brer Rabbit. But yes, 8 books. Right, what am I giving this guy? Am I giving him running rifles? No, let's just refresh my chattings.
Yeah, Muse, totally agree with you, mate. She says time to write a nasty email to them. Yeah, totally agree with your sentiments there, Marcy. I won't read them out, sweetheart. But
yeah, it won't be a boo-boo. It won't be a mistake. They'll have done it deliberately. It's well out of order.
Yeah, I had it recently on the Fleabay, where the order was cancelled. And I just sent a thing to eBay going, it's ironic that this is cancelled and then suddenly it's relisted with the correct price. Shoddy business.
Yep.
Never got a response. It's like, suit yourselves.
Yep.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah, they don't really care, do they?
They didn't give a monkeys, did they? Because they got their commish.
Mm-hmm.
But they make enough money out of people, so...
Yeah.
Kevin says, Skippy the Bush Kangaroo. What else has he said? Let's have a look at it. Kevin says to you, have you got a new graphics card yet? Because you keep dropping out.
Nope. It's not that I basically. Oh, I'm not even in focus. Why am I not in focus? What?
Because you dropped out, come back in. You haven't probably reset your camera, mate.
Oh, we shouldn't do that. That's weird. With this, it's like I drop back to the join the stream page. It's not like I drop out of the connection or anything. It's like I drop out of the, as if I leave the room and then I have to come back in again. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a graphics card issue. I don't think that's more like a connection to the. Don't know what that is. I do not know.
One does not know.
No. Hey.
It's all witchcraft and tomfoolery. John Alec is in saying hello, everyone.
Hey, John
hello,
Alec.
John.
Why did I say John Alec? Hi, John even. 89 and 33.
How you doing, mate? And everyone's saying hello to John. There you go. Yeah.
Let's see if I can give this guy a different arm. What can I do?
Yeah.
Do.
You scratch building.
No, there's a few like arms with the gun over the shoulder, not
Yeah.
actually being wielded. But I've not got anything else to put in the other arm that I could use that.
Right.
Rather than him just, shooting the rifle. But I've got nothing else where he's just holding something other than a medical pack, but he's not a medic.
Yeah.
And I've already used the guy holding the book. There's no just like not. Oh. That's an explosive set. I don't want that. What's that guy doing? That's a medical set. Don't want that.
So we got that dude sitting there like. Put the
I could
exhausts
give him
on
a
him
grenade.
in a
A
minute.
stick grenade, I suppose.
Yeah, get your stick grenades here for £8 a
But I don't want to make him a specific kind of. No, that's not a stick grenade. It's a big hitting thing, and that makes him a specific person. So I can't do that. Well, have I got any spare hands where I could just be holding something?
You need hands.
Just wondering if I can mod anything to.
Like peas.
Please, if you please. No, I can't. There's no other arm. This is a shame. There's no spare. If I give him his right arm holding a whatever,
Yeah.
holding his rifle on his shoulder, I've got nothing for the other arm holding nothing. Or I've got lots of people with las pistols, but they don't carry las pistols. They've either got a rifle or nothing.
Yeah.
They don't have a rifle and a pistol, so. Bum tubes.
Tubes of the bumularity.
Bumulations. I've got plenty of arms, but no. Oh, then again, actually, hang on. There's a hand there with a grenade. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that'll do.
Could I do something with that? Oh, I could. La 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 la. I haven't got a guy throwing a grenade, and everybody's got grenades, so everybody needs grenades for a pillow.
See what it did there?
You see what I did there? I mean, you could have a bosom for a pillow, but these are Krieg. They don't care about bosoms. Bosoms, they're not relevant. What was that noise? That was rude.
My water.
Oh, it sounded like unpleasantness.
Oh, yeah, squeezy bottle of water. Oozage.
You're a squeezy bottle of water.
It was Festa's fluids.
Ew, Festus fluids.
Yeah. You know this.
I do not want to think about Festus fluids. Thank you very much. Moving quickly on.
Yeah, but it's in your head now, isn't it?
I don't want your fluids in my head. Now, do I have a right arm? Are they all left arms? Now I found a grenade.
Does he have a right arm? There you go. Let's get the bulk of that off. Now we can
Got one.
put the exhaustage and
Got one. Yes.
all of that lot on there.
Super match game. Boom. I've got one right arm that I can use on this guy.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think. Unless I need it for somebody else. Oh, that's the point. Oh, no, I don't. Right, so I can have him with a grenade in his hand, but I don't know what he's got. I've got one spare right arm, basically. He can have a grenade or he can have a stopwatch.
Oh, it's got to be a grenade. Why would he want a stopwatch?
Or he could have some binoculars.
Is he a Rupert?
No, he's just a normal Joe, but So there's bits to make a spotter for the sniper, but I don't want him to be. He's just got to be a normal trooper, you see.
Yeah.
I'll give him just a grenade in his hand. He doesn't necessarily have to be throwing it. He could just have it in his hand.
Absolutely.
Because I like the idea of having him like his rifle shouldered and not actually firing.
Yeah.
I quite like that look. If you go on Forge World, you can actually. But I've got a set of them. You can buy Deathcore squads, and they're either advancing, which means they're all running with their rifles.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a squad advancing and a squad resting.
Yes.
And the squad resting are all just stood around, like with their rifles over their shoulders and
all at ease and chilling out. Yeah.
And it's just quite nice. It's like unusual. It's like,
but it's something different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting. So stood there, and they've all got that kind of World War One soldiers at rest kind of pose to them.
Yeah.
89.
And you can't go wrong.
I shall also as well give him a bayonet, I think. Because if he's going to attack a tank on foot by himself, he needs a bayonet.
Yes. Oh, yes. He needs a bayonet. Fix bayonets.
Well, there's a meme. There's a meme where there's like a Deathcore commissar talking to a Deathcore trooper, and he's like, "We're going to advance on that Beyblade." And the trooper's like, "Fix bayonets."
Yeah.
Which head? A33. A33. A33, it's the one that time. There it is. There it is. So I've got 2 arms, 2 legs, head, backpack, riflings. Good.
Partridge in a pear tree.
In a pear tree. Do 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 do. Skippy the bush kangaroo. Oh, you did that one. I've got that tune in my head now. God damn it, Skippy! Skippy the bush kangaroo. It was a children's storybook, and it was like all little black and white line drawings.
Yeah. What did you say, Skip? There's a man who's fell down the cliff into the ravine. Yeah. Okay, Skip. I'll go and get the ambulance.
Oh no, Skippy, to get into this old military bunker, we need a real complex sequence of 15 words. Oh, is that it? Really brilliant. I'll put that in. It
was a bit like the old Charlie Said adverts, when it rah, 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 Charlie says. Yeah. That
I saw the other day.
Matter.
I saw the other day while doing a Google adventure.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten all about these, some of the old public service announcements, but they were the ones where there was 2 or 3 of them. One was about the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other one was about. And it was basically the little tiny measly bloke and the big massive fat woman.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, my Vera, there's a man out there on his boat and he's waving at us." And she's like, "Oh, is he saying hello?" And he's like, "No, he's asking to call Coast Guard."
I don't know what you mean. Yeah.
I just can't remember what the characters were. He's like a little Weasley man with a moustache.
Yeah. Yeah. The little thin pencil moustache, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I say, "Beryl, there's a man out there. He's waving at us." "Oh, he sounds very nice." You like living on ice cream.
He's a very nice. Ooh, she goes. Toodaloo.
And he's like waving, saying call. He's like saying SOS, help.
Oh, he seems to be waving at us. Oh, hello.
No, he's gone for a swim now, Doreen.
Yes. Oh dear. British TV adverts. Wow. I was watching YouTube overnight because I couldn't sleep. And there was a video up which was drinks of the 70s that are no longer with us. And you had like Corona. Do you remember Cresta? It's Frothy Man with a bear advert.
Yeah.
And they was playing all the adverts that went with these products, and it was like proper nostalgia trip, mate.
Do you remember Quattro?
Yeah, Quattro, yeah.
Quattro, the 4 different fruit flavours. I used to love Quattro.
Yeah. Top Deck Shandy.
Yep. Although, well, I used to see when I was a kid, and I used to get a shandy every night for my bedtime treat with a Turkish Delight and a pack of prawn cocktail crisps. Yeah. Always Shandy Pilsner. Shandy Bass was horrible, and I thought it was for common people. And top Deck Shandy was one for the surly 15-year-olds. I wasn't allowed that one.
Yeah, and it was going through all the stuff, and I can remember it all because in the UK, Marcy, they used to sell sweet cigarettes, sweet tobacco, a sweet pipe, and alcohol, shandy, wasn't it? Limeade and lager. The cider all under the Top Deck brand. So as a child, you could go in and buy a couple of cans of beer, a pipe, or some fake cigarettes, and it was like, yeah.
That's the thing. As a kid, you could actually go into a shop and buy a tin of shandy, which was lager and whatever.
Yeah, limeade and lager.
Yeah, and it's like, hang on a minute. I never realised this until like literally just this moment. As a kid, I used to go into a shop and buy that.
Yeah.
It's insane, isn't it?
It is really, isn't it? How things have changed.
Yeah. And yet, so every night I was given like a can of Shandy Pilsner, but at Christmas, for a special treat, I could have a bottle of Baby Sham. Yeah. Which is a lot less lager than a can of, than a tin of Shandy every night. Kevin's
just hit on a classic advert. Do you remember this one? I'm a secret lemonade drinker. Always. Yeah. Always lemonade.
Yep. In his pyjamas.
Yeah.
Do you remember More Tasty Than Barrow in Furnace Bus Depot?
Yeah. Do you remember the lip smacking Pepsi Cola one as well, with all the big words at the end? It was like...
Oh no, I don't remember that one.
Yeah. Trying to think of the actor that used to do it. It might have been Alvin Stardust, but yeah. I say actor, but yeah. Yeah.
Yes. My favourite old advert of all time has to be Mr. Soft. Won't you tell me why the world... Everything was like made of soft leather, and it was all this squashy bloke walking. It was for soft mints.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it was like he's walking along, and it's like everything's made of like fluffy leather, like the pavement and the wall, and there's a lamppost, and he's made of soft leather, and he's walking along, and he bangs into a lamppost.
He banged into a lamppost, he did.
It's based on a real song, so it'll trigger your copyrights.
Yeah.
Dibbly bomb, super match game.
Yeah, can't be triggering the copyrights, mate, because
triggering the copyrights. Dibby dim dim dim.
Oh yes.
I need to double check if that thing with Russia and Belarus has been sorted yet.
What you mean, the vague attempt at trying to annex?
No, it was the your video is monetized everywhere except.
Oh yeah,
the copyright holder. The copyright holder said you can monetize it, but not in Russia and Belarus.
Yeah, that was a bit odd.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I've not seen if that's been contested.
Yeah, the Hofmeister beer. Yeah, one great lager. Follow the beer.
Oh, I don't remember that much.
Yeah.
I remember my brother who lived in America at the time. We never got the adverts, but I looked it up the other day because I just remembered it. He got me this T-shirt and it's got a picture of this cartoon wolf on it saying Beowulf.
Yeah.
And it was a really nice drawing. And I remember that I was like, in my early teens, I've just remembered it. So I looked it up and it was a Miller advert in the 80s.
Yeah.
Beowulf. And I looked at the artwork and I was like, wow, it's really crap. Really horrible. It's really unpleasant artwork to look at. It's horrible in every way in design.
Yeah.
And yet, when I was a kid, I thought, that's a brilliant T-shirt. I'm wearing it all the time. Beowulf, I'm 12, yay! But yeah, looking back, and it's like, wow, it looks like garbage.
Yeah, Marcy says alcohol has always been better regulated, so we have people old enough to buy it for us. Yeah, over here, it's always been strange. You could smoke and get married at 16, but you couldn't have a beer to celebrate it until you was 18.
Yep.
Only in the UK.
And who has ever walked past an off licence and not had the scroty little kid say, "Hey, mister, will you get us a pack of cigarettes?"
Yeah, could get us 10 Bensons, could you?
And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
How about no?
Yeah. Yeah. Used to be a thing, didn't it?
Yep. I think my chat stopped.
Now there's probably some official with a clipboard waiting for you to do it so that they can nick you for it.
Muse says, I used to get my mum cigarettes underage, get caught with tobacco, now you get a ticket for minor in possession and the shop gets fines and loss of sales rights.
Yeah.
Jeff says, Flipper was another one.
Yeah.
I can't do the noise. I can do the noise. We both can.
Yeah.
Jackie's come in, I guess, because everybody's saying hi to her.
Hello, Jackie.
Or unless people have forgotten she's in, they're all just saying hi and they've not realised she's been in all along. I'm not honestly sure.
Oh, it's nice.
What about? Oh, you've done that one. Hofmeister Bear.
Yeah, well, great lager, follow the bear.
Do you remember QC Sherry with like the Toff and Jeeves? No, I say Jeeves.
Yeah, I
How
remember
very
that.
civilized.
Do you remember the Happiness is a Mild Cigar called Hamlet?
Yep. Boom, boom.
There used to be
Always
some disaster that would befall this character that was always out of shot. And you would then just see a single puff of smoke. Then the tune would play, and it's Happiness is a Cigar.
Basically, no matter what happens, just light a Hamlet cigar and everything will be better.
Everything will be better. The milk
And
train.
there's always like some... Yeah, or there's always some scene of disaster going on behind him, and he's just there going, well, I've got Hamlet.
Yeah.
Milk tray.
Yeah. Oh, because the lady loves milk tray.
Milk tray. And then let's not forget, of course, the Flake adverts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the one. Yeah. Every schoolboy's dream, that advert, wasn't it?
Do you remember I'll Be Your Dog?
Yeah. I'll be your dog.
I can't remember what that was for, though. It was like some drink of some sort, but it had like all the crows.
Yeah.
It wasn't Umbongo.
No. That got banned, didn't it, that advert?
Umbongo, they drink it in the Congo.
Yeah, that was such a bad advert. It really was.
Yeah. Actually, what did I say the best advert was? I can't remember now. I've got a contender for a second option.
Go on.
It's Red Car and the Blue Car had a race.
Oh,
All Red wants to do is stuff his face. He eats everything he sees, from trucks to prickly trees.
Yeah.
But good old Blue, he took the Milky Way. They re-released that about 3 years ago. They actually got the guy that wrote it, the song, in the 80s. If you're in Britain in the 80s, whenever you heard a song in an advert, there's one guy, and I can't remember his name, but he did voiceovers and music for like everything.
Yeah.
Every time there was an advert, he'd do it, and he's still going.
Yeah.
And they actually reissued the advert a few years ago. This is a 1980s Milky Way advert, chocolate sweet advert. But what they did was they actually remade it completely. They remade the animation.
Yeah.
They didn't just get they actually redrew it and redid it, and he rewrote the song but changed the wording because you can't say it, doesn't spoil your appetite anymore.
Yes.
Red car and the blue car.
Used to get albums released of all the advert tunes, didn't you?
Yeah. It's everything it sees, from trucks to prickly trees.
And some of them adverts were so iconic.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, they got to be, because we still remember.
Yeah. Do you remember? Oh, there was one for some insurance or something, and it was one of the annoying ones that everybody remembers. Like the guy sits down, and he sits on a toy boat, and he's like, "Oh yeah, and we'll sort out that loan." Oh, but I can't get to the bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Humphrey, watch out! There's an Humphrey about.
There's a Humphrey about.
Yeah.
Oh, there was the one with that. Who was that bloke that used to go? He had a bit of a speech impediment. He was always on. The OSH, and he'd be like talking about milk.
Twee. Yeah.
What was his name? Oh, I've forgotten his name now.
Oh, now you're asking. Yeah.
Fluffy and light, 'cause it knows it won't spoil his appetite.
Appetite.
Oh no! The bridge is out! What's old Red gonna do? Good old Blue, he took the Milky Way.
Dear. Welcome
Just
to WARHAMMER Saturdays, 70s nostalgic adverts time.
Yeah. If you're not in the UK, go and look up on YouTube Milky Way, Red Car and the Blue Car. You'll find it.
Yeah.
And then look up Soft Mint's advert, Mr. Soft.
Yeah. Nostalgic adverts. Oh, mate.
Here's the thing I found out. Do you remember the series called Look and Read?
Yes.
He used to have Wordy.
Yeah.
Which was the orange floating thing with the black arm. Oh, words. He's still alive. He's only 70. He's only 75.
Really? God, he must have been young when he done that then.
Apparently, he's been on the Archers for years.
Yeah.
He's a well-known actor, but he's like, yeah, he's only. I was like, wow, he's 75. Really?
He's been on the Archers. Yeah. Yeah, we need to get a life, don't we? Kevin Stevens says the Milky Bar Kid, yeah. Yeah. Nestle's Milky Bar, wasn't it? Nestle's, yeah.
Nestle's Milky Bar. I was playing a video game the other day, and this is how I stick with voices. It was a video game called Homefront: The Revolution, which is terrible.
Yeah.
It's about 5-6 years old. It's an American game. Made in America. And it's set in America.
Yeah.
But there's a character called Doc something or other.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's this guy. And literally, I was watching this cutscene, because most of the first half of the game is just cutscenes. And this guy walks and he says, "This is Doc something or other." And the Doc says, "Oh, you look like you're in bad shape, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah." And I was like, I know that actor's voice, and that face on that character looks exactly like the actor.
Yeah.
So I went into IMDb and looked up the voice actor, and it was the actor, and they'd made the character look like the actor. I was like,
oh, cool.
Wow. I thought, I know that voice, and that's what he looks like. And it was. It's the English guy whose name I can't remember now. Just by looking at the face on the character, I thought they've made him look like the actor, and I know exactly who he is.
Some of the adverts back then, they were simple but very clever.
I'm just going to blow my nose. One sec.
He's just going to blow his nose because he likes pens.
I'm only supposed to blow the bloody snot out.
Oh.
Because it knows it won't ruin his appetite. Oh no, the bridge is out.
Yeah.
Old Red can't make the jump. But good old Blue, he took the Milky Way. Because Red just gets really big and fat because he eats everything from cars to prickly trees, from trucks to prickly trees.
Yeah.
It was beautiful animation. It must have taken him a long time to make it. It was beautiful hand animation.
Oh, yeah.
It was like...
When you think back, like you say, you know, some of the best adverts were the simplest at the end of the day.
Yeah. Simple
line drawings, weren't they? And, yeah.
Do you remember the one for the butter that had the bloke that played the tuba, the trombone even?
Yeah, yeah.
Had the little, was he called Jeffrey, I think, or something? The butter man.
Yeah.
Little gentleman made out of butter, and he played a trombone.
A little Lurpak advert, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Yeah, the Lurpak. Yeah, used to be able to get the character in the end, didn't you? Not made of butter, don't get me wrong, but
no, because that'd be weird.
Jeffrey.
It might not have been Jeffrey. Because all he wanted to do was play his trombone on the advert. They're like, no.
They would, not yet. And off he'd go when he'd the walk of shame.
the
walking away music, wasn't it? And then it was, oh, come on then, Jeffrey.
Because that's all he did.
Yeah.
I think it was an Aardman thing.
Yeah, I think it was one of their early stuff because he had the features of Wallace, didn't he? And yeah.
I tell you what, I did see a few weeks ago, and this really took me back to the early days of Channel 4.
Yeah.
There was a little animation, like a little 3 or 4 minute long animation done, and they had this like a series of these off the wall animations, I think at some point in the early mid 80s, when they were a new channel, just made by different companies. And one of them, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically this guy who, like, it's hard to explain, but he kind of puts this mask on and then he walks around the town, walks around this place. It's all really avant-garde style artwork. Yeah. He's got a little dog that's flat and he wears this mask and he goes to different environments, like in an office, and he's going blah, 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 and then he goes to somewhere else, he's put a different voice on. And there's just one bit where he walks into the court. It's like he lives in a maze, and he walks into this one bit, and there's another guy sat there, like downing pints of beer. So he changes his mask again to fit with this guy. Yeah. And they're just downing pints of beer. And the conversation is like, Chazaz. Who has? Chazaz. Nah, Chazaz. Yeah, Chazaz. He has. That was it. Yeah. Chazaz. Who has? Chazaz. Nah. I can't remember what it's called. If anybody in the 80s. Same kind of era as... Max Headroom and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, Max Headroom.
Good old Blue, he took the Milky Way.
That's going to be your earworm of the day now, isn't it?
Yeah. Puffs Sugar, says Kevin Stevens. I assume you mean Sugar Puffs.
Yeah, Honey Monster. Turned out the Honey Mummy.
Tell me about the Honey Mummy. Chat keeps failing. Yeah, YouTube's broken lately.
It did it last night. Apologies for the abrupt ending of the frolic. But it just literally kicked us both out.
Yep.
And no matter what we did, it wouldn't let us back in.
Yeah, and like chat's been weird for me for weeks. If you see me, like, I'll have to occasionally refresh my chat screen because it just doesn't update anymore. YouTube's been broken.
Yeah, the last chat comment I can see was Marcy saying, "Can't buy it if I can't recall what it is."
Yeah, no, that's up to date. That's up to date. I've just refreshed.
Just in case.
Kevin Stevens says Humphrey about. Watch out, watch out.
Yeah, watch out, watch out.
New age advertising teams need to look at old stuff to learn how to do it. I never recall adverts, the old ones all day long, but anything since the 90s, I'd drop like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Now it's all Ponzi rubbish.
So we got a bit of that on there, bit of that.
It's like the old adverts for, remember the old adverts for Volkswagen? Like, this is the man who bet on black when everything went red.
yeah,
And he did all the wrong decisions.
Yeah.
This is the man who drives his Polo.
yeah. Don't be like this, man.
Yeah.
Do you remember the one that got banned with the Japanese guy? I won't do the voice because it would sound stereotypically racist, but
yes,
it was the guy Burt Kwok, was it, or whatever the actor's name?
Oh yeah.
But he did a mock of the Japanese accent, and it was basically Volkswagen very reliable, wasn't it? And the car used to drop down out the sky, didn't it, above
that's
him?
right.
But it was so badly done, and in the end, people just said, "Yeah, it's a bit."
Yeah.
Even though they had a Japanese guy doing it, it was.
Yeah, it was still.
Yeah. So.
But Kwok wasn't. Was he Japanese or was he like? He was like.
Yeah, I could be wrong that it was Burt Kwok, but yeah, you know, it was an actor.
No, I think it was. It was Burt Kwok.
But
I think he was like. I don't know what he was.
I don't know what he was. Might have been Korean. I don't know. You know, but I can remember it, and it got pulled because of it. Because it was. Yeah. Even though it was him doing it, it still just didn't seem right, did it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was on that. It was coming up to the point where that kind of thing wasn't really acceptable anymore.
Yeah.
I tell you what I did. Oh, I saw ages ago. I just happened across.
Yeah, John Alex is Chinese. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I happened across someone, and they'd basically uploaded a load of. What was it? I mean, I found someone that did like a load of fake farm foods adverts.
Oh right, yeah.
But they were food farms, and they were like, you know, this, that, and they were product made up names, made up product. But there was somebody who uploaded a load of like a sequence of old adverts from either Woolworths or somewhere.
Yeah.
And they were just like all 1980s things. Saying, this, that was, and here's this television for £10.
Yeah. That was so it, bad. John Cato, wasn't it? Yeah, I knew he'd been in movies. Peter Sellers, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Cato in the Pink Panther films.
But yeah, there was a series of. They are on YouTube. You'll see exactly what I mean when you watch it back. But they had been on the UK for years, and Kenny Everett used to do a spoof of it, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he got chastised by the BBC for doing it, and he said, "But it's an advert on the telly. It's there." And then questions started being asked, didn't they? And yeah.
See, there's a bit in Fallout. I'm dreading a little bit in Fallout 4. Or one thing I'm dreading playing Fallout 4 is you get every time you get a loading screen, you get a different an object from the game.
Oh right, yeah.
And it could be like a world object or a robot or something. It's just something that it's a model from the game, and you can sit there and rotate it while the screen's loading. And one of them, there's a load of like stat books you get throughout the game where you can get boosts to your stats, and one of them is like is some sort of like how to make your own bombs type thing, like the home munition, because it's all like set in America where they were at war with China and Japan and stuff, and global nuclear war. But the drawing on the front is a very racist depiction of a Chinese gentleman in a military uniform.
Oh dear.
Well, it's like round glasses and big teeth. It's like really.
Oh yeah.
But the problem is, it's in the context of. In the game, that's what that's how they would have had things like, because their enemies were Japan and China because of the nuclear war, because it was resource wars. So it makes sense in the content of the game, but I'm like,
it's
I know
one
it's
of
in
those
context.
awkward ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like let's just not look at that, kids, today. Let's just not look at that
it's a tough one, especially when we're streaming. Because you've just got to be so careful, haven't you now?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the challenge, because none of us set out to intentionally offend anyone.
No, I think it will be obvious that within the context of the game, it's American propaganda in the context of America at war with China. So yeah, okay, it makes sense in that sense. It's a propaganda material produced by the Americans.
Yeah.
about the Chinese. In the context of the game, it kind of makes sense, I suppose. But I'm just glad it's never popped up so far.
It's one of those, mate, you just got to be so careful because, innocent throwaway comments now can be taken wrong. And yeah, you just got to be so bloody careful with it.
But I'll tell you what.
What?
Good old Bluey took the Milky Way.
I still shamefully haven't watched Bluey.
And you never will, because you're a soulless husk of a man.
Absolutely. As H says, I am an emotionless husk.
Yep, with an H.
With H. Yeah. She means that in the nicest possible way. And yeah, I mean, I scored brownie points this morning because I remembered it was our anniversary today. So.
Wait, it's your anniversary today, and yet she's off watching the cricket, and you're doing a live stream with me.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't celebrate. We don't celebrate it on the day because we got married the same day as the Hillsborough disaster happened.
Ah.
So we don't celebrate our wedding anniversary on the actual day. We'll go for the nearest weekend to it, and then we just,
Okay.
But yeah, it's a difficult one because we didn't find out it happened until we got to Italy. Because we had left the wedding reception early and that so that we could travel. But
you're busy getting married and all that.
Yeah, it was one of those because at the time it caused a bit of friction with me and my brother because him and my brother-in-law were going to the game.
Yeah.
And they sold their tickets, and sadly one of the people that bought the tickets was a victim. So
oh dear.
In a way, years later, when me and my brother reconciled for a little while, it was, dodged a bullet there, and you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's still quite poignant for me because a lot of people lost their lives, so we tend to leave it. I mean, I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm a fan of football when something like that happens, and yeah, so we just choose to be subdued. Think of the victims.
Well, it's one of those things that most people say, well, you're just being silly, but at the end of the day, you've obviously got a personal connection to it with your brother and his tickets.
Yes.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, that's it.
If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be bothered. It'd be like...
Well, it was a national tragedy at the end of the day. And, and it always leaves a bit of a sour taste, doesn't it, when something like that happens? It's like King Crossfire, and a good friend of mine was killed in the Paddington train crash, and...
I think the train things, most people have forgotten about them, I think.
Yeah, but it's one of them, and you just sit there and you just reflect, don't you? And
I can now tell you, on the stroke of 2, on the stroke of 8 even, I've built a second dude.
Oh, proud of you, soldier.
We have 2 dudes.
You're and he's a 2 dudes.
And he's a cobbled together mod using different arms and things, so he's at the verge of throwing a grenade.
So how many more streams are we going to get out of that packet of dudes then?
I've got 2 more dudes to build.
I'm proud of you, soldier.
I think I've got 2 more. Hang on.
So proud of you. Actually, I want them on that one. Because
I've got 1 more dude because I haven't got my Watchmaster out.
Yeah, that's better because I want them on there. I've nearly built 3 grot tanks, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we shall have a look in a minute at you little running little devil.
I'm just doing a bit of last minute assemblage.
Finagling. I've got 1 more dude to do, and then I've got all the accessories, so we can get these guys finished next week.
Because, the grot tanks at the end of the day, folks. You've got to have your grot tanks.
Right, we'll tell you what we'll do, because we'll call it quits in a minute. I will quickly show the folks my dude.
You do what you're doing, mate, whilst I put my pipes on.
Spend 20 minutes looking at your grot tanks. Because nobody cares about my dudes. They just want to see your grot tanks. So, here we go, kids. They don't really. I mean, I'm just building dudes. Nobody cares about dudes. So we have, wow. Oh, my camera's weird. Sometimes it zooms in that much and says it's full, and sometimes it goes and tells me I'm fully zoomed in. It's really weird.
It's a bit bish then, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sometimes it zooms in. It decides how far it can zoom in sometimes, and I don't understand its arbitrary thing. Now, it's not going to be exactly a brilliantly quality picture because it's zoomed in quite a lot so you can see, but we've got 1 dude, a running dude.
Oh, nice one.
He's going, oh, I'm going for a jog. La, 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 la. Drilled out barrel, of course. I'm getting quite good at drilling out tiny barrels now.
Drill out the barrel.
Yeah, barrel. Now, I do need to stick some of these guys need bayonets, because some of them have got bayonets on the backpacks and some don't. So I need to make sure I do that next week. And here's the one I've just built and cobbled together.
Yeah.
I didn't want him just firing a rifle, because that's boring, but I couldn't give him a specific role, because I'm making a generic squad.
He goes in there.
So he's shouldering his rifle, and he's got a grenade. Anything I could give him was a grenade, because there's nothing else I could put in his other hand. So
that's right. He goes in there because he's holding the lid
up. They look awesome. They just look. How can you not like deathcore? Ooh.
Exactly.
German helmets, French trench coats, British puttees. Oh, I can't wait to paint them. I've got 2 lots of them and about 70 resin ones.
Oh, nice one.
Right, there you go. So that's me. That's what I've done. I've done 2 dudes, which is pretty much 0 productivity today. Nothing.
Nothing wrong with that. Stop beating yourself up. You've done a couple of dudes that you didn't have built.
Now we'll go to Colin.
Yeah, I'm still gluing exhausts on, mate.
Right.
2 secs and I'll be with you.
Yeah, you take your time. There's no rush. We'll look at the hundreds of tanks that Colin's built in 2 hours.
Well, they're easy to do, mate. There's sod all to them, to be honest with you, mate.
It's mostly clean up.
Yeah. And dare I say it, there's not a lot of that. Once you actually get the trees off.
Trees are green.
See what he did there. I knew a girl called Trees Are Green once. Legitimately.
Well, the most important thing to remember, of course, is that good old Blue, he took the Milky Way.
Yeah, you're mentioning Bluey again, aren't you?
That's a good old Blue, not Bluey. You're hearing Blue and thinking Bluey.
Right. I'll come back and do them bits in a minute. There's Grot Tank number 1.
Grot Tank number 1.
Turret's not glued in yet because I want to paint them separately. Same with the dude. Yeah. The dude isn't glued in because, what a detail paint him.
You're going to be magnetised and all that, I guess, aren't you?
Yeah, so that's Grot Tank number 1 with his little basket, these pipes of exhaustness and all of that. Look.
It's just so ramshackle and adorable, isn't it? I can't wait to make mine.
Yeah, so we got that one.
Are the barrels drilled out?
Yes.
I mean, are they pretty good? I do like that.
Pre-drilled. Got some gubbins to go on there as well, little bombs and stuff like that to add to it. You've then got this one with a little dude in there that's going to be holding the lid up.
Little Dalek tank. It's like a Dalek, isn't it?
Yeah, so we got that. And again,
it's so adorable.
Well, just insane, didn't they?
A lot of people make grot tanks out of the
chibi tanks.
Yeah, because they're about the same size. So
yeah. So you've got that one. And
everybody say happy anniversary, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And then you got this one here doing his thing. Loads of exhausts, dude hanging out the side. Mm-hmm. And then he's got another gun that goes in there, which is that one. All sitting there, going boom, 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 boom.
It's making me really want to build my kill burst tank.
And then to go with these, I've then got the one that you kindly sent me. The Mega Grot Tank. So, yeah. And they'll all end up living around the Stomper, because the Stomper has the fourth one for this set.
Oh, yeah.
Poking out of his belly. So, yeah. So, yeah, I've cobbled together the Grot Tanks. I can now...
Good building session there.
Yeah, I can now prime them and have them ready for painting, because I'm going through all my Warhammer stuff at the moment and I'm building it, priming it, ready to just do painty.
I take it they've all been washed and stuff, so you can prime them.
Yeah, these have been washed before I started today. That's what I said to you. I wash every single model I build. It goes in a tub with the old dishwasher tablet. And,
especially resin.
Yeah, it's force of habit. Because I got caught out on one build and it's like once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah, you absolutely have to do it. Especially on forgeable stuff, their moulding release agent can be quite tenacious when it comes to...
yeah, it's pretty intense, and that bit of raggy is solely used for resin.
Yeah.
And,
I was actually looking at my big orc kill burst tank the other day. It's a big forgeable tank.
Oh right, yeah.
It's like the orc equivalent of a Baneblade.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a big box, basically. And there's one bit where there's a big mould slip.
Oh, right,
on one panel. So you've got, like, it slips. So you've got, like, it's got a step like that.
Yeah.
You've got, like, a panel on the front, but it's stepped. It's slipped.
Oh, right, yeah.
And on a normal tank, you'd be like, oh God, I've got to clean that up and fill it. And
Yeah.
But on this, it's like, well, hang on.
Yeah,
It's actually where there's a bit of molded corrugated metal, so it just looks like the corrugated metal has been cut roughly.
yeah. So to me,
So I'm
I
like,
see it as additional detail.
Well, I look at it and think, I actually don't even need to do anything because it just looks like that piece of metal stops and this one starts.
Yeah.
So, bonus. So
Absolutely.
That's the thing that's what I'm loving about Orcs. You don't have to tidy it up.
Well, this is it. For me, I get that thing where I can release my inner child and just add things to it. And I like that. It gives me a freedom. And I didn't see it at first. You kept busting my spuds, didn't you? Do some Orcs because you'll be able to release your inner Festa. And at first I thought, what's he on about? And then, and then you're like, yeah, he's got a point, actually. And now, yeah, I don't think I could do one straight out the box as he looks up at his X-Wing Wazbomb jet. It's like, yeah.
I was looking at that Cromlech, the one you got out earlier on, like the armoured car.
Yeah.
And on that one, again, on the side of mine, it's got a bit of a mould slip down the side, which is easy to fix.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna stick on some plastic card bits with some rivets on and say it's just metal panels stuck on the top.
Yeah,
just cover them up.
Exactly. That's what you can do with these because
moulding errors, you just cover them up with other crap. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I can honestly say on these, simple cleanup. There's been nothing warped. You know, I got my gun down just in case I needed to straighten any bits out, and there's been nothing.
Yep. No, I mean, you might occasionally get like a slightly bent barrel, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, the last resin kits I did were the little toon bikes that I was building on the Frolic the other week, and I had to get the gun out for that because they were, you know, they was quite bowed. But these have been perfect. Yeah. Same with the Cromlech, I've been through them, and they're the same. But I shall sit and build them, see, on the next Frolic, on the next Warhammer stream.
I forgot to say what I had from Cromlech. I've got the same one Colin's got, that armoured car. It's basically like a German World War II armoured car.
Yeah.
But it's Orc. I've got the half track, which is like a German World War II half track, but it's Orc. And I've got a squad of Orc Death Corps.
Yeah.
Which they call Schmeisser. Schmeisser troops. And they've all got like basically Orc-style World War II MP40 machine guns, great coats, and gas masks and German helmets, and it's Orcs. So
absolutely.
I might get them made. I need to paint them.
Duke Grot tanks, look at them. Oh, they're cute.
I don't know what else you've been buying from Cromlech, so I can't wait to see.
Yeah, exactly. It's
But I think that's going to do us. I need to go and sort dinner out.
Absolutely. I'm going to go and chillax next door, and
Yes. So, peeps, thank you very much for watching. Do let us know if this 6 o'clock slot works for you. Not that you've got a choice, because it's going to be this 6 o'clock slot anyway. So, hopefully it does. I don't know why I said that, because it's not a democracy here. I don't know why I said that.
Yes, it's a mercenary dictatorship.
Absolutely. I am the big cheese. So, thank you very much for watching. It's really appreciated. We will be back next Saturday, of course, with more. I will be back possibly I've scheduled in a Skyrim tomorrow lunchtime, 11 o'clock. If there's any problems with that, I'll obviously cancel it last minute because real life sometimes kicks me in the ass. But it's scheduled in for 11 o'clock tomorrow for some Skyrim, so do come along and watch. Then at 2 o'clock,
it's over to my channel, Festa and Friends at the Bench. No idea what I'm going to be doing. Might do a bit more on the Landy tomorrow.
Yeah. So and remember, go on.
No, carry on.
Nope. I was going to say, remember, if you are one of Colin's members or patrons, you can join him in the live stream.
Yes.
And if you're one of my patrons or members as well, you can also do the same.
Absolutely.
You need to make sure that you're a member of the Facebook 24/7 Zoom Hangout chat, messenger chat.
Yes.
Because Colin posts the link in there. So Colin's members and patrons are very kindly my members and patrons are all welcome to go and join him. I will try and join you. I'll try and join you tomorrow afternoon if I can. It's not always possible because I'm doing stuff with Mama Wolf when you stream. So
absolutely.
But if not, I'll be in the chat anyway. But yeah, and then we're back on Monday for eModels Monday. No, is it Monday?
Yeah, eModels Monday. Yep. Chrissy's store, folks.
Yep. And then we'll be back on Wednesday.
Happy
I will
days.
try and film. I started filming the GT40 build, so I'll get more of that done this week, and hopefully we'll get that sorted this week coming up. And then when I've done that, I do need to do the Iron Man at some point, but I've lost all the mojo on that, to be perfectly honest.
Lost the mojo on a free part work.
Yeah, I know.
What do you like?
I know what it looks like at the end. It's like,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's not. It's lost the mojo to sit there and build it. It's weird. It's hard to explain. It's like you think it's like.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't complained. Where's our build?
No, I do it in chunks anyway. Yeah. But the funny thing is they only really expect you to do like 2 or 3 videos.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, do a couple of videos. Okay, I'll do them for 2 years if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I'd rather be doing the dodge. It sounds weird. It's not that. It's just with that one, I'm like, I'd rather be doing the dodge. The dodge is awesome. It's dodge. Oh, and you'll like this, Colin. I was woken up at 10 o'clock this morning by an explosion.
Oh, dear.
It was basically next door, seems to have hit middle age and discovered 1970s motorbikes.
Oh, nice one.
At least it looks like some old 1950s or 60s, like old.
Oh, mint. Nice one. Get in.
I was lying there, just dropping back off to sleep before I got up, and it was like. I was like, what the flipping heck is that? Everything in the room was rattling. The windows I'm like, what the? Yeah. I got out of bed, looked out the window, and he's next door, and he's got this like old bike, maybe an old, I don't know,
probably an old Bonneville BS. Excuse me.
Yeah,
BSA or an AJS, something like that. But yeah,
it could have been a big fat modern Harley. I don't know, but I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't. How these? It's like they're so quiet next door. You never hear from them, and now he's got the world's loudest motorbike.
I had a Gold Star 500 BSA, and it was that obligatory big patch of oil on the inside of your right shin. Yeah, it's like you got a British bike, ain't you, mate? Yeah, BSA.
Yeah. Thankfully, I only ran it for about 2 minutes. Yeah. But I was awake by that point. But my wolf was like, yeah, the next door neighbours used to have a bike in the 70s. Yeah, they had a 1970s Yamaha CZ, whatever, that made like the same noise as a mouse farting. Yeah. This thing had no mufflers. It was just like engine.
Yeah, proper throaty sound, innit?
Yeah, so you would have been in your element. You're like, I'm going downstairs for a reason.
Oh, mate, yeah, I'd have been straight out there underneath it. Right, what we got? Spanner.
If I knew them well enough, I'd go around and take some pictures for you, but I don't know them well, so I don't know. Anyway, that's going to do us. So, just at the very end, George Gabriel's come in. George, big hugs.
George, hello, mate.
George, we love George. Sorry we're just ending, buddy, but thank you for coming.
Yeah, nice to see you about, mate. Welcome back, George.
Must send George all his stuff. I've got it ready to go.
Yeah, you have been missed, mate. I hope real life is treating you a bit more fairly, my friend.
Yeah. Bobbin says it's time to sort dinner out. A fish curry tonight, followed by cake. Can't remember what kind. Doesn't matter. The fish curry will nullify everything.
Absolutely. I like cake.
Mew says my anniversary was September the 16th, same as my great grandparents, but also the English setting sail on the Mayflower.
Oh, nice.
Ideas. I've got some of the Meng tunes I can stuff grots in. There you go. So,
there you go.
Yeah. And don't forget, of course, Cromlech, as in Bits of War, also do lots of Orc with a C stuff, and they do grot tanks of their own.
Yes.
They're equally as cute as the Games Workshop ones. They're just so cute.
Yeah.
We need to get some of them. We need to get some of them Cromlech ones, don't we?
Oh, yeah. I can see me ending up with a complete shelf full of little miniature grot tanks because they are cute. They really are.
Well, the thing is, you've got the Grot Super Tank, Mega Tank, and those are like little fighter planes now. You've got to have them as a squadron with the.
Well, I was going to do them with the big one up front and have them like a little row of ducks. Yeah. Well, you know, I've got the resin printed ones that I did, haven't I? You know, you remember the little micro grot tank, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there is going to be quite a little procession of grot tanks going on.
Oh yeah. Anyway, that's going to do us. So, peeps, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome, please. Thank you for coming along. We'll see you very soon tomorrow. Go be awesome. And until next time, I shall say...
Adios, amigos.
It's not... I thought we'd go past this.
See you later, peeps. Bye.
Bye.